Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy, excited to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. We are off an hour early today because of the Kansas City Royals. You know what? The Royals actually have some good news. Jack Caglione is going to participate in the Home Run Derby next week. Now, let me be the first to tell you this. The Home Run Derby is on Netflix. Because next week, I know you're going to be searching, you're going to be looking, you're going to be trying to find where the Home Run Derby is. They have moved the Home Run Derby over to Netflix. So right next to Stranger Things, right next to Orange is the New Black, right after that crime documentary, The Crash, that you and your wife just watched, you can watch Jack Caglione participate in the Home Run Derby. We'll talk about that. The Royals all of a sudden have Ted Williams on their team. We'll talk about that at some point. We'll sprinkle in a little bit of LeBron James as we are trying to figure out what team he is going to go to. Did you know that 16 years ago today, LeBron made the decision to join the Miami Heat? I remember where I was when it happened. We'll talk about that. There's a lot to get into in sports today. And let me tell you now that you only have one more weekend to go out to FanFest. FanFest ends this weekend. So if you have not got an opportunity to go to downtown Kansas City and to see FanFest, let me encourage you to tell you to go out there. We are going to start with soccer today. There's a little bit of soccer left over that I want to discuss, and we will get to here coming up momentarily. But before we do that, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. And number three, and most importantly, I need you to remember that the open of the show each and every day is brought to you by our friends over at The Other Place. So, you know what? We got a night off today. There's no world championship level soccer today. There's no Love Island today. I don't know what to watch tonight. Well, you know what? Why don't you settle in? Why don't you go in there, grab you a bite to eat, grab you a bite to drink? Why don't you watch a little Royals baseball today and just hang out on the porch, hang out on the patio, max, relax, and just enjoy a drink over at our friends at The Other Place. So this is where I would like to begin the show today, because the same way that locally we have the same conversations, that I am happy we'll never have to have the conversation about, do you want the Royals to go downtown? They've already answered that question. That's where they're going. We have some of these same conversations on a national level as well. And every 4 years, you know what we do? We dust off the exact same soccer conversations every single year is what we do. Well, I was searching the internet today, getting ready for the show, and it always is the same things. Our best athletes don't play soccer and or youth soccer. Why don't we touch both of those things? You know what the case is, I think, with soccer in America? I don't think we want it bad enough. I think we would like to be good at soccer. I think it would be cool to be good at soccer. But the only reason why Americans should really feel like we should be good at soccer is the belief that we are the best at everything else. There's really no other data point that would suggest that we should be really good at soccer outside of that one point. Because I'm just looking at this from the outside looking in. Again, I don't know a whole lot about this, but America is really good at making football players. We're the best at it. America is the best at making basketball players. Sure, maybe not the best player currently in the NBA, but if you are going to take our American teams up against your teams, America wins that conversation more times than not of putting our best up against your best in a basketball game. We're really good at baseball. We're really good at hockey. They just won the gold medal the last time the Winter Olympics was here. But when it comes to our ability to develop soccer, we are not good at it. Now we have to figure out the why. Some of it to me is we just don't want it bad enough. You know what our country does? If there's a 6 or 7 year old kid who's kind of tall, we push that kid to go play basketball. You notice if your nephew is a little bit bigger than everybody else, you know what we push that kid to do? We push that kid to play football. We romanticize playing football. There's movies about our love of kids playing football. There's books written about it. There's television shows. We don't romanticize playing soccer in this country. Other countries do. They want it more than we want it. We want to be really good at basketball. We want to be really good at football and baseball and all of these other things. We just don't see ourselves as being really good at soccer. And a large majority of us are perfectly fine with that. We don't want to take resources from these other sports that we're really good at, that we like more to be good enough at soccer. But not only does America have to deal with that problem, it also has to deal with another problem. So maybe I'm wrong in saying this, and Rob will tell me eventually that this is incorrect. But Alexi Lawless comes off as the American soccer voice. Maybe there are more American soccer voices out there, but if you sit on that World Cup desk once every 4 years, you turn into what people perceive to be as an authority figure on this thing. So he was tweeting people yesterday about youth soccer. And listen to what he said. Why shouldn't a youth soccer coach want and deserve to make as much money as humanly possible? If someone is really good at their job, they should maximize their value. I want to point out, he's talking about kids soccer is what he is talking about. Now, he kept going on, but that's where the conversation started. Hey, youth soccer is a business. We pay for businesses in this country. You got to get in where you fit in. He continued to go on. Everybody talks about youth soccer. Who's going to pay for this youth soccer? How is it going to be free? Okay. This is his exact quote. Youth soccer is a competitive market with businesses selling a product that obviously customers are willing to pay for. I'd love soccer if soccer was free to all, but who's going to pay for all of this free soccer? Somebody then pushed back on this idea. He then said, so you want me to tell men and women in America who make their living in youth soccer that they need to make less? Well, it's a business. I want them to make as much money for their service and time as the market is willing to pay. If they make, quote, a ton of money, then they should, and I will celebrate it. I then started to realize something. Soccer's biggest ops are themselves. Soccer's biggest ops are not us. It's them. They are their ops. Let me play for you what Landon Donovan had to say. You guys know who Landon Donovan is, one of the greatest soccer players that this country has ever produced. Landon Donovan was asked about this same issue. He sat down with Ocho Cinco. Listen to what Landon Donovan said the problem is with youth soccer.
So there was a study this is actually in 2016. I'm sure it's gotten worse. Like the gap's gotten bigger.
Right.
There was a study in 2016 of all the kids playing youth soccer. They took, let's just make up a number. Let's say it was 1 million kids, right? And they broke down percentage-wise what the household income was of those kids, okay? So the majority of the kids fell in their parents' household income was like $100,000 to $150,000, okay? Only 2% of kids who were playing organized soccer in America came from households that made less than $50,000. Meaning, if you don't make $50,000, your kid cannot play organized soccer. And think about how many kids you're missing out on in this country because they can't afford to play the game. Now, this is the other thing. Somebody has to pay for it. Someone has to pay for the coaches. I get it, right? But what's happening now is clubs are just grinding every penny out of every, and growing up, there is zero chance I could have played club soccer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. My mom made $34,000 a year, single mom, raising 3 kids. She couldn't pay $4,000 for me to play club soccer. Are you kidding? Mm-hmm. She couldn't pay $400. Right. So I would have had zero chance, but somebody let me on the team and paid for me. Otherwise, I couldn't have. That's not a good system to create good players. How do you create good players by doing that? You can't.
Maybe what I am going to say is super obvious. It sounds obvious to me, but it doesn't really sound obvious to them. And maybe this is just by design. I really think that. I think it's by design. I think it's by design, whether it's via race, whether it's via class. What Landon Donovan is describing to me sounds purposeful, that soccer has tried to separate itself to keep a certain group of people from playing soccer. Well, you already have enough opposition. Our country doesn't care about soccer as much as Brazil cares about soccer, or Argentina cares about soccer, or Spain or Portugal. And not only is that the case, so the opposition is not only coming from the rest of the world, the opposition is then coming from inside our country, where you have created a barrier of entry for kids to participate. Then we're always going to be in this place then. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm okay if the United States is not the best at soccer. I would guess that everybody else is fine with this too, because it's been like this for a very long time and we haven't really done anything about it. When something was wrong in basketball, they tried to fix it pretty quickly. If we woke up one day and another country was better than us at football, we do something about it immediately. The rest of the world has been better than the United States at soccer our entire lives, and the rest of us are just fine with it. But I don't know how you can hear this and think that this isn't by design. He said 2% of families. That was in 2016. I'm guessing that wealth gap has grown over the years in the same way that it's grown in other areas. If that continues to be the conversation that we're having about soccer, it'll never be good. Not good enough to the level that they think it should be at. If you are going to continue to create barriers, more barriers than there already are, for kids to be able to participate in your sport, then you will keep losing. It seems that simple to me. You're already having a tough time getting that kid that wants to play basketball, getting that kid to play football, getting that kid to play these other sports. And now you're going to create a financial barrier that automatically eliminates some kids from being able, regardless of what color you are, eliminates you from the possibility of playing soccer. Then you're going to keep losing then. We got to quit using this excuse about all our best athletes. They just lost to Norway. Norway has fewer people in it than the state of South Carolina. Norway has a free-to-play program in soccer. We got to quit using this, well, they only care about soccer. Norway won more Olympics in the winter, or won more medals in the Winter Olympics than the United States did, had more gold medals. They won more medals in that than anybody else. Norway seems to care about all of these other sports and seems to care about soccer and are better at soccer than the United States. It ain't just an athleticism problem. It's not just you don't have enough kids being interested. You're not casting a wide enough net to be good enough at soccer in the ways that you want to be good enough. And that's why you're an 8-win college football program. I'm fine with that. I think most of America is fine with this. But if it is your job to figure out, why do you keep getting your teeth kicked in by Belgium? Why can you not advance in the World Cup? Why have you hit your ceiling? This seems like something to address. You eliminate and exclude kids from playing it. And eventually, those kids either grow out of it and find an interest in something else, or the very small percent of kids that maybe can't afford this and want to do it, eventually, they feel like they have to leave America in order to be really, really good at this. Some of the problems here seem very, very easy to me, that they seem either by design or the people running soccer are just so aloof to what the rest of it is going on that they don't deserve to be good at soccer and win at a championship level. Because everything about American athletics is excelling and being the best at it. I don't think that's what the goal of youth soccer is. I'm happy to take your phone calls on this. We'll read your text on this, 913-586-7965. I do want to talk some football today. I do want to talk a little bit of baseball today. But we are reacting to, I still think it's the top story. The United States, they flamed out of the World Cup. Keep it right here, so drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I'm focused on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD plan to decrease property taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi, it's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
It is not hard to destroy a college.
Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now, Campus Files is back for another season. There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic.
It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
This afternoon, expect sunny skies with a high of 93.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
Right now, we're talking about youth soccer. Landon Donovan was on a podcast with Ocho Cinco, and he was going through some of the youth soccer issues that the sport faces.
So there was a study that, this is actually in 2016. I'm sure it's gotten worse. Like the gap's gotten bigger.
Right.
There was a study in 2016 of all the kids playing youth soccer. They took, let's just make up a number. Let's say it was 1 million kids, right? And they broke down percentage-wise what the household income was of those kids, okay? So the majority of the kids fell in their parents' household income was like $100,000 to $150,000, okay? Only 2% of kids who were playing organized soccer in America came from households that made less than $50,000. Meaning, if you don't make $50,000, your kid cannot play organized soccer. And think about how many kids you're missing out on in this country because they can't afford to play the game. Now, this is the other thing. Somebody has to pay for it. Someone has to pay for the coaches. I get it, right? But what's happening now is clubs are just grinding every penny out of growing up, there is zero chance I could have played club soccer.
Right.
My mom made $34,000 a year, single mom, raising 3 kids. She couldn't pay $4,000 for me to play club soccer. Are you kidding? She couldn't pay $400. So I would have had zero chance, but somebody let me on the team and paid for me. Otherwise, I couldn't have. That's not a good system to create good players. How do you create good players by doing that? You can't.
It's not good when Landon Donovan says, I wouldn't have been able to play. It's not good when the best soccer player on the United States men's national team is on the team because of a technicality. So I don't think that all of this is a financial issue. Some of it is that. I think some of it is just how we teach Americans how to play soccer. Lionel Messi is 5'7" and weighs 148 pounds. If Lionel Messi was from Des Moines, Iowa, he would not be Lionel Messi. The exact same human being. If he was taught in our system how to play soccer, that's not who he would be. So some of it is how we teach kids how to play soccer. Some of it is the infrastructure that is in place. But listening to this, Rob, and you know a lot more about it than I do, if that is the barrier of entry for United States soccer, then the change is never going to come. We are going to continue to have the same conversations that we've been having for 30, 40 years when it comes to soccer because they are not casting a wide enough net to try to get as many athletes into the door as possible and try to give themselves a better chance of stealing away those athletes from the other more popular sports in the United States.
I said it yesterday and I said it before on the show. I actually remember it was before the first World Cup game. We had this conversation. We were at the Peanut in the Northland. I don't understand how in America soccer has a perception of a country club sport. But that is what it's viewed as. It's viewed as the rich kid from Johnson County sport the same way golf or tennis is, which is not how it is viewed, played, handled across the globe at all. It is a sport that is designed to be really easy to play on, pickup courts across the country. It's designed for, hey, I got 4 kids and a ball. Let's go play outside. We can play soccer. That's why Argentina, Portugal, name a country, is good at it. It's not this country club. You got to play on the best club team and the best, Shields course in the country. You got to go to the showcases and you got to be on a travel team. That's a uniquely American problem. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know how United States soccer is going to combat that. But to date, they don't seem to care about it. They seem to feel the same way Alexi Lalas feels. Hey, everyone's making money, so we're good. Everyone's happy. Our pockets are getting, thicker and thicker with bills, so we're good. But until soccer gets away from the perception of you have to be a wealthy Leawood kid who plays on the travel team and spends the money that Landon Donovan said a year and gets more like a, hey, let's grab a ball and play some pickup energy, United States soccer is going to always have a ceiling. And that's what's infuriating is the people that run it are cool with that ceiling existing.
Speaking of Landon Donovan, I want to play one more cut from him, and then we'll move on and we'll talk a little bit of football. We'll get to baseball coming up in a bit, too. Congratulations to Jack Caglione, as Jack Caglione is going to participate in this year's Home Run Derby. Rob, your boy Christian Pulisic, he has been getting absolutely cooked these last 48 innings. I'm talking about barbecue chicken alert for your boy Christian Pulisic. Here's Landon Donovan cooking him up.
This was a game where you needed him to go, give me the ball. I'm going to stick it in the back of the net. It's 2-2. Let's go. And he just didn't. And he wasn't even close to it. And in fact, we don't know. There's reporting that he asked to get subbed out of the game. I can't confirm that. So I don't know if that's true or not. The reality is, Tim, he came out of a World Cup knockout game at home with his leg still intact. I'm saying this to you, Tim, and you know it because you played with me. You would have had to drag me off the field. And I would have punched the doctor in the face and said, you're not taking me off the field. Put whatever you need to put in me, and I'm staying on the field. I told you this before. I never shared this publicly till a few months ago. I played with a torn hamstring against Ghana after the Algeria game. And nobody knew about it. I didn't have to tell anyone. It was no drama around it. I just did it. And I could not believe that he didn't stay in the game. Now, if we wake up tomorrow and he broke his leg and snapped and whatever, totally fine.
There's a lot of things that you can call a man, and it might not escalate to a certain level. We all know that there's some words that trigger you as a man, certainly as an athletic, competitive, alpha male kind of man. Being called soft, or a word I can't say on here because of FCC violation, a kitty cat, are usually time to go words. They are usually triggering words. That's what Landon Donovan just called Christian Pulisic. He said it in a much more PC way about it, but anytime you start using if that was me, they would have had to carry me off the field, but you asked to come out of the game, that's what he just called you. I feel like with Christian Pulisic, we are at a fork in the road. I don't know how this story is going to end, but we have seen this before. I might not know a whole lot about soccer, Rob, but one thing I do know about, it's criticizing athletes. And there are usually two paths you can go. Path number one, Christian Pulisic hears all of the chatter, and it's not just Landon Donovan. Carly Lloyd been cooking this man for 48 hours. Alexi Lawless been cooking this man. Social media been cooking him. Barbecue chicken alert. You either hear this criticism, it motivates you, it makes you angry, and you come back with the vengeance. I heard what you said. I took that personally. I took offense to it, word to the last dance, and now I'm coming back to wreak havoc on the rest of you. Or we'll never talk about Christian Pulisic again. Those are the only two options with him. I could see him not playing the next time that the United States makes the World Cup. I mean, he didn't play in the Gold Cup. This experience went really poorly. He's done it a couple of times already. I don't think anybody would shed a tear. I don't think anybody would be hurt if Christian Pulisic just said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to compete this upcoming season. I'm going to sit this one out. After the game, he said, now I get time to rest. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if this was in the NFL, if this was basketball, if this was baseball, and Bobby Wood Jr. asked out of Game 6 of the World Series, and in his post-game press conference, he said, now I get to rest because it's the offseason? Unacceptable. Landon Donovan called him the worst thing that you can call an athlete. He called you soft. You can say that I'm a bum. You can say that I'm trash. Call me a scrub. Call me greedy, overpaid, diva. There's a lot of things you can call, and that can roll off your back. You question my manhood. You question my heart. You question my drive, my will to win. Christian Pulisic, it can only go two ways. Either you come back mad and you are ready to dominate in the next World Cup and take that claim as being the best American player, or we will never talk about you again. My brother, A large majority of us, I'm not watching you play on whatever EPL team you're on. I don't even know what team you're on. I've never seen you play in one of these games before. If Christian Pulisic just rode off into the sunset, he makes $100 million in his lifetime playing soccer, and then he comes back to the States and lives a quiet life in suburban Ohio, I'm not mad at that if that's what you decide to do. But either you're going to fight or you're going to lay down. I don't know what he's going to do, but those are the only two options for your man.
I know what he's going to do. He's going to lay down. That's what he's done. I am part of the problem here. Christian Pulisic has been coddled by U.S. soccer fans for too long. Daniel Sperry pointed this out yesterday, and it's such a great point. Catch the podcast page. Do you know the final tournament before the World Cup the United States was in last summer? They're in the Gold Cup. It doesn't really matter, but they're in the Gold Cup.
He opted out of it.
He said, no thanks. I'm good. Before the tournament, they were like, hey, you going to be the captain? Nah, that's not for me. I don't want to be the captain anymore. No thanks. After the loss, he said, listen, it's time to rest. Christian Pulisic, we as fans have been begging him to be the guy. At every turn, he has said, no, I'm not that guy. I'm not the person you want me to be. No, thank you. He's been telling us with his actions for years now, and we've just ignored it because he's so talented. He's so supremely talented. He might be the most talented American player to ever play. But if you don't want to be the guy, we're tired of trying to make you the guy. You said he'll either fight or he'll cower away. He'll cower away because the entire time to date, we've coddled him. Hey, you didn't make a World Cup. Not your fault, big dog. It's everyone else's fault. Hey, you guys lost in the round of 16, another competitor against Netherlands, and you were hurt a couple times. What are you going to do? Young team, bad coaching. Now, no, we're done coddling you, and I have a hunch he's not going to raise up and fight because that's not his personality.
That's crazy. He's still your favorite player? You got a new favorite player now?
I turned on him after Monday. It became clear that he was the face of a generation that failed, and he seems content to be that.
You just can't run away from these kind of athletes. You love an athlete with a Darren Peterson character.
I would take Darren Peterson over Christian Pulisic right now.
He would have been hurt during the World Cup too. You know what I mean? They played, 5 games? He'd have played in 2 of them, just like Christian Pulisic. He wouldn't have played in all 5. Come on now. All 5? He would have pushed through? No, he would have checked out of that last game too. These are the kind of athletes you attract. Birds of a feather. You love a sometimes available superstar athlete. That's what you love. I hope it turns around for you. You got Tyron Stokes coming up. I hope he competes in the Champions Classic. I hope he goes to Vegas for that little Players Era tournament. I know Christian Pulisic wouldn't have been there. Darren Peterson wouldn't have been there. Those are the kind of guys you cheer for.
I do have a bad record of opt-out guys.
You got a type. That's what it's like.
I loved Christian McCaffrey at Stanford. That's my type.
That's what it said. You got a type. That's absolutely what it is, for sure. That's what you got. You got a type. All right, let's switch. Let's talk a little bit of baseball. So Jack Caglione, congratulations to him. He announces that he is going to be in the Home Run Derby. Now, I told you guys earlier, I'm going to keep reminding you of this because I know somebody's going to look up and then be like, oh, I couldn't watch the Home Run Derby. Yes, you could. It's on Netflix. Here is Vern reacting to Jack Caglione making the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, certainly anyone that's watched Cags understands the power that the 23-year-old possesses. To me, the takeaway is this is clearly Major League Baseball, understandably so, as we've talked about, and you guys talked about as you made the trip down to watch him a few years ago, last year, I guess, at the AA ranks. When you're that big, you're that strong, and that beautiful, man, this is the type of guy that Major League Baseball wants to promote, that they want to be one of the faces of the game because, I mean, look at listen, again, very talented, a top 6 pick, pitch and hit at Florida. So the name was known in certain baseball circles when he came out, but man, you look at the numbers this season, there are 49 guys that have more home runs than Jack Caglione, and yet, even though he might not be an all-star when it's all said and done, they want him to be a part of the festivities. That shows you that, like Bobby Witt Jr., this is a guy that Major League Baseball is going to put their full force behind.
2 things. Thing 1, these are the kind of guys that the public wants to see and needs to see in the Home Run Derby. I will always give baseball this credit, and this kind of bleeds into thing 2. Everybody who you want to see in the home run derby at least does it once. Shohei Ohtani doesn't need to do the home run derby every single year. I'm sorry, he doesn't need to. Aaron Judge doesn't need to do every home run derby. No, do it once, maybe twice. Good. Think of any great home run hitter you can name over the last 25 years. They've all done it. Sosa, McGuire, Griffey, Bonds. Remember when Josh Hamilton was a thing with the Texas Rangers? He's done it. Harper, Judge, Trout. Everybody who's everybody signs up to do the home run derby at least one time. You remember when Cags was coming up, people said that he had the most power they've seen since a guy like Pete Alonso. Well, I'm very intrigued to see what he could do in a home run derby, to see the power on display, to see what he's capable of. I think this is a really good introduction to the rest of the country. The rest of the country is not watching Jack Caglione. They are not watching Royals games. It's one thing to see the stats and see the numbers. It's another thing to see that power right in front of you in what is going to be one of the more watched baseball events of the season, even though it's on Netflix for the home run derby. So yes, this is good for you to do it. This is brand building. Go out there, compete, showcase Kansas City well at the highest level, potentially win this thing, hit a bunch of home runs. I'm happy that we're not having the conversation about this messing up his swing. That's how I know the season is going terrible for the Royals. That's always an easy topic you can pull out. Well, what does this mean for his swing? And then you start pulling out numbers of guys of what it looks like afterwards. I don't even care about that with Jack Caglione. No, you know what? This is good news. This is some of the best news that the Royals have had this season. If I had told you at the very beginning of the year that Jack Caglione was going to participate in this year's home run derby, you would have told me that means something has gone very, very well. Well, you know what? At least from an individual standpoint, you'd have been right. Now, it's not going so hot for the team. But if I told you, hey, Jack Caglione's going to be invited to the home run derby, you would have said, yes, sign me up. That means he is becoming what we thought he could turn into, and he is doing it in real time. So congratulations to him. I saw that he said his dad was going to throw out the pitches to him, so that's going to be a really cool moment. I'm sure he's going to put on a show. He's got great home run power. I think he'll showcase it in this event. This was a really, really good decision by Major League Baseball.
It's a win for everyone involved. The Royals, Major League Baseball, everyone. Jack Caglione has the ability of power to put on a show, and that's what the home run derby is. We don't always care as a nation who wins the home run derby. Like, more times than not, we actually don't care who wins. We care who puts on a show. Remember that year Josh Hamilton was at Yankee Stadium, and he was blasting homers out of Yankee Stadium. Do you know he didn't win that year? He didn't even win the derby. We don't care. We remember the moment. Bobby Witt last year, people in Kansas City, or a couple years ago, well, remember, Bobby Witt put on a show in the home run derby. He went to the finals. People remember, oh, that guy was in the home run derby finals. Do you know who beat him? I don't remember, but that doesn't matter. It's all about pushing your brand, and when your brand is wearing a KC hat and you put on a show, people will make note of that. So this is a good thing for the Royals. Now, they need to parlay that into success next year. If Jack Caglione becomes a star and Bobby Witt is a star, it can't be trajectory 100 losses every year. But this right now is a win for the Royals and a win for Jack Caglione. And if he puts on a show, it's a win for Major League Baseball that dude went out there and balled out.
Text line 913-586-7965. C-Dot, I don't want Cubs, Yankees fans, or Red Sox fans to see his power and then start asking their general manager to go out and get him. Well, Jack Caglione is on the team at least until 2031, so I just wouldn't worry about that. The Royals have a lot more problems in the short term than worrying about Jack Caglione, who won't be a free agent until 2032.
I'm also here to break bad news. Cubs, Red Sox, and Yankees GMs, they know Jack Caglione exists. They're not sitting in their office being like, wait a second. Now that, Billy from the Bronx called into the Yes Network, I need to really focus in on this Cags character. Before that, I had no idea he existed.
And, in theory, whenever Jack Caglione comes up for free agency, he'll be like 27 years old. That's the right time to get him. Hey, we let you do all the developing. We're going to take him at 27, 28 years old and turn him into a superstar. So that's not something I would worry about, Let's worry about how we get this team back to 500, what they need to do in this offseason, how they need to handle the trade deadline, when they're going to break ground on the new stadium. You know, there's a lot of here and now things to deal with the Kansas City Royals, but that's just not something. I just wouldn't worry my pretty little head about that. You got a lot of time to be able to figure that out. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here. Rob is here as well, taking you up until 5 o'clock when we hand things off to the Royals. Keep it right here. You're listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Country music superstar Luke Bryan. Live. Word on the Street tour. This Thursday night, Martin Amphitheater. With special guests Shane Prophet, Ray Lynn, Lauren Watkins, and DJ Rock. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Luke Bryan in concert.
When your AC starts breaking down, AB May is here to help your house feel like a home again. Serving Kansas City for over 65 years, AB May handles it all from AC repairs and upgrades to indoor air quality. When it comes to your home, solved is our standard. And AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Trusted by generations. Call AB May at 913-383-2222 or visit abmay.com today.
Call your serviceman from AB May. When I got a new car, I thought my insurance premium would increase and empty my bank account. Like if a tween won the lottery.
I've invested most of my winnings in chicken tenders because they're bomb. But bro, I bought a house and it's sick, bro. I'm thinking the floor is gonna be all trampoline, bro, with a helipad on the roof. The contractor said it's structurally unsound, but they're just being babies.
But switching to Geico saved me hundreds, so my bank account is safe.
It feels good to save some hard-earned cash. It feels good to Geico.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Bet365 presents Odyssey Sports Midsummer Baseball Showcase Special from Philadelphia, Monday, July 13th, starting at 9 o'clock. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Couple of things. I have to give credit where credit's due. Number one, I actually like this person. He's come on the show a couple of times, and we've had really fun conversations. I enjoy talking to him. I think he's a very knowledgeable person. He's somebody I would want to represent my university. Travis Goff, who's the AD at Kansas, he's smart. If there's one thing I know about Kansas, certainly while he's in charge, they're going to figure out a way to get to the money. Remember when you guys were all mad about that First National Bank logo being on the court? And you guys were just mad for like one day about it, and then it just went away, and then we never talked about it again? Remember that? Because I do. I remember. How dare you disrespect the floor? It just never comes up anymore. You don't even notice it. You've never talked to anybody. You don't care. It's easy. It was an easy bag for Kansas to go pick up. Now, Rob, have you seen this? They're putting a little patch on the football jerseys. Now, they're putting Ripple, which I was told is some version of cryptocurrency. I don't have any of it. Maybe you guys have some Ripple. But they signed a sponsorship deal. Friend of the show, Mike Vernon, he says this sponsorship deal is worth $30 million over a 5-year stretch.
It'll be on all jerseys, by the way. Basketball,
so
football,
the basketball
baseball.
is going to have it too.
Everyone's
they're not playing around. The baseball team, everybody, if you wearing a Kansas Athletic uniform, you repping Ripple. That's what they're saying. Hey, $30 million? That's a nice little chunk of change to put into your NIL collective pot. A nice little chunk of change to make sure you can continue to stay competitive in the current landscape of college athletics. I know people are going to complain about these jerseys and patches and all of these things. Hey, $6 million a season, that takes care of a lot. That takes care of a lot. That funds a lot of things on campus. You can be a really, really good baseball program if you just gave $6 million to the program. You'd be Arkansas overnight if somebody gave $6 million to the baseball program. You could damn near build a new stadium. Certainly some add-ons. This is smart, Kansas. This is a really, really good deal. Now, I don't know what the Big 12 was doing with that monster deal. That's nonsense. Each school gets $1 million. That's chump change. What can you do with $1 million if you're Kansas? You can't do anything with $1 million. It probably cost $1 million for all the official and unofficial visits that you have. To pay for that, it don't do nothing for me. This $30 million? Oh, now we really get into the coin. That's what a good AD does. A good AD goes out there and rounds up the money and gets as much money to give to his coaches, to give to the NIL collective to stay with players. Travis Goff, this was a very, very good, very, very smart move by you.
I agree. I also would say the Ripple thing is different than the First National Bank thing because their logo's red and blue, so it'll meld pretty well with the jerseys. You might not notice it at all. And let me tell you something. This is the future of college athletics. You know how we've been talking a lot about soccer this week? I know you don't watch the club level of soccer. You don't watch that. Do you know what every club team in the EPL has on their jersey?
Got a bunch of patches.
A lot of Fly Emirates across the middle. A lot of, Samsung or whatever across the front. This is probably the future of college athletics unless we get more private money. But Ripple, welcome to the team. Apparently their CEO went to Kansas. So there you go. Easy way to get a donation is to slap his logo on some jerseys.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I really like this. I think this is really smart. I think it's very innovative. I think this is what good athletic departments do. You pull money out of the air. That's what they did. They pulled money out of the air. They pulled $30 million out of the air. It doesn't come from you, the fan. They're going to reinvest this money into the athletic program. Let's try to make a bowl game. Let's try to continue to get top-notch recruits in basketball. Let's continue to turn this baseball program around and try to get to a College World Series. Rob, why don't you try to become a baseball season ticket holder now? Just go ahead. How much is it to be a baseball season ticket holder in Kansas? $200? $300?
It can't be much.
I'm serious. Look it up during the commercial break. Right now, if you want to support Kansas baseball with season tickets, you're not willing to donate $200 more to support Kansas athletics? You'll probably still go to a couple of games. Sure, you're going to end up burning some of those games, but if they're good again next year, you'll be happy you made a little $200 investment. That's what I would advise you to do. That would be my suggestion to you. So, was this new? Only am I asking this question is, did Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift not go on a honeymoon? Because they just posted the Tom Brady episode, and I just saw that they're going to Juju Smith-Schuster's wedding, which is this weekend coming up. Did they not go on a honeymoon? Did they not take a couple of days for themselves?
I mean, maybe the episode was recorded ahead of time.
It could have been. I have absolutely no clue. I just saw that they just posted a new episode with Tom Brady, and it just got posted, and I just saw plans that they have for this weekend. If I got married to Taylor Swift, you know where we would be? Somewhere where you have no clue where we were. I would tell you about it when I got back on my podcast, or maybe at a press conference or so, but you know where I would not be? If I was Travis Kelce right now? America. You know where I'd be? I'd be in Italy somewhere. We would have the greatest honeymoon in the history of honeymoons if I was Travis Kelce. He a better man than me. I don't know what they got going on, but I would be here. Is she recording an album or something? He ain't got no football obligations. He's off work. This is the time y'all should be spending together, off doing the cool things.
Maybe they honeymooned before the wedding. I mean, they have funds where it's not like hey, donate to the honey fund and we'll all go somewhere. This is like let's go a few weeks ahead of the honeymoon.
I would still keep doing it. I would just always be on vacation. That's what I would do.
Never stay in one spot.
I would just always be on vacation. If you're telling me money and destination is no issue, I would be having the greatest Morocco honeymoon that any two human beings have ever had. So I'm bringing that up because they had Tom Brady on the New Heights podcast. They always just get the absolute best guest on that podcast.
That's why Tom was invited to the wedding. Hey, sit down with us and do the pod.
No,
you
I
get
get
an invite.
I get it. He also works at Fox. Also important to note. So here is Tom Brady on the New Heights podcast. He was asked to settle the Brady and Belichick debate. Here's Tom Brady.
Nobody more important on Sunday than the quarterback. Now, everybody's important. The person who washes the clothes is important. The quarterback just has an outsized kind of ability to help the team win because he touches the ball so much. Yes. But I need everybody to do their job. But if you have bad quarterback play, it doesn't matter what else you do, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And if you have bad coaching, it doesn't matter how well the players are doing, you're going to lose. So I just think that question is like, they're all important. There's no way I could have been the player I was without him. And I think we pushed each other to, get the best out of each other. And I think he's incredible. Anyone who played underneath him would say the same thing.
Can I settle the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick debate? I feel like this needs my voice. It needs my input. In the first half of Tom's career, it was Bill. I know Tom has turned out to be the superhero, but that organization took the 199th overall pick and won a Super Bowl with him. It's one of the greatest stories in the history of American sports. They get credit. Tom was a little bit of a caretaker. At least that was our perception early on in their career. But I think the problem was Bill, he made Tom Brady too strong. Like he created a superhero and then the superhero just got too big and powerful. He started being able to do too much superhero stuff. And then in the second half of the career, Tom was just on another level. Basically, when Tom came back from tearing his ACL, he came back as a completely different quarterback. That's the quarterback that's the greatest we've ever seen. That one. I don't know what happened with Tom, but Tom turned into a superhero that just couldn't die. So early on in the first half of Tom's career, Belichick gets a lot of the credit, a majority of the credit for what they were able to do with that quarterback and build a defense around him in order to make it work. That second half is Brady. And at the end of it, you can declare Tom the winner. The fact that Tom won a Super Bowl without Bill, and Bill is now watching Love Island with his girlfriend, he won. Tom won. I don't know how else to put it. Tom is the winner. Tom is absolutely the winner of all of these things. All right, coming up on the other side, I want to talk a little bit of football. I want to talk a little bit of Chiefs. So ESPN right now, they're doing their top 10 list at every single position. They have done 3 positions so far. They have done running back. They have done corner. They also have done defensive end. We'll go through that next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Your off-season home for everything Chiefs football.
Talking about the top story, the Chiefs, they have a new offensive coordinator.
96.5, The Fan.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay's steak inside Harrah's Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Today's Match Day Preview is presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. Download the Fanatics Sportsbook app today. Winning hits different here. The round of 8 starts off with a terrific match between France and Morocco in Foxborough, Massachusetts. This will be a rematch of the semifinals in the World Soccer Championship 4 years ago. France has looked like the best team in the tournament thus far, and they are currently favored to win the tournament at plus 180. They are minus 180 to win this match in regulation, while Morocco is plus 550 to win in regulation. The match to go to extra time is plus 300. France is minus 400 to qualify for the next round, and markets are giving them a 78% chance to win the match. The winner of this match will take on the winner of Spain and Belgium in the semifinals. This has been your official Odyssey Sports Match Day Preview, brought to you by Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Listen in ahead of each match day for the latest betting insights from Fanatics all tournament long.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying... just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking.
Sun, sand, and stress-free travel start with Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking. Keep your car cool with all covered parking and enjoy fast shuttles right to the terminal. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned, customer approved.
This is Michael Waka from the Kansas City Royals, and you're listening to 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Oh, it's list season. This is what we usually will be arguing about. But we're not arguing about it right now because soccer is here. I'm sure we'll get back to arguing about soccer coming up in a bit. But for right now, this is what we got. So ESPN, every year, they do a list where every day they give you the top 10 ranking at an individual position. So there are 70 people that are asked to vote. It's media, coaches, general managers, scouts, etc. This is one of my favorite off-season things. I really like this, Rob, and then I like the Mike Sando ESPN athletic piece about the quarterback tier. Those are two of my favorite off-season things that we have. So let's go down the list because we are 3 into this, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Monday, they started at running back. Rob, these is who they have as the top 10 running backs in the National Football League. Breece Hall is number 10. Kenneth Walker at number 9. Devon Achane at 8. James Cook at 7. Derrick Henry at 6. Top 5. Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, and number 1 on the list is Bijan Robinson. Not a single person who voted on this had Bijan ranked lower than 2. So he was 1 or 2 on everybody's list that did that. You know what? As we begin this conversation, I don't have any problem with this list. Sure, I might put one person a little bit higher than maybe they ended up on this list, but for the most part, I think this is a pretty strong list. And it goes to, Rob, I think a disagreement that you and I have about what adding one of these running backs mean to your team. Now, I'm not here to tell you that I think Kenneth Walker is Devon Achane or that I think he's Christian McCaffrey, but to be a top 10 running back, according to the people that do this, and certainly one of the better running backs in the National Football League, is a noticeable difference, I think, for their offense. And I think it will be something very tangible that you will see the effect that it has on their offense, and more specifically, and just open things up in terms of passing lane and pressure on the wide receivers on the outside. I've always liked the Kenneth Walker move. I continue to like the Kenneth Walker move. We'll go through how they kind of described him a little bit. But Kenneth Walker coming in at number 9. But back to the whole list, I don't really have a problem with this list. There's not really much for me to argue about when it comes to it.
I actually don't have much argument either. I don't know I have Kenneth Walker as a top 10 back, but I think he's like 11, 12. So, like, there's no point in splitting
He's in that
hairs.
range, for sure.
He's right. If they had him at like 7 or 5, I'd have qualms. That list is probably right off the top of my head.
These are the honorable mention guys. So Josh Jacobs came in at 11th. Kyron Williams was at 12. Quinshon Judkins was at 13, followed by DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, he's right in that category.
I think that's a fair way of assessing his game. He's somewhere in that range. Now, I will say, I do think there's a noticeable difference between him and Devon Achane. Like, Achane is at 8, Kenneth Walker is at 9. I'd rather have Devon Achane than have Kenneth Walker. That wasn't the conversation, but I would say that's maybe where you start to see the gap, where these guys, I would say, are all noticeably better than him. James Cook, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor up. I think that's a different tier of running back than where I see Kenneth Walker, but I still think he's going to be a very productive running back. So, good. We don't have to argue about that. So, second day was cornerback. Here's the list that they had. Number 10 on the cornerback list was Cooper DeJean. Number 9 was Sauce Gardner. Number 8 was J.C. Horn. Number 7 was Denzel Ward. 6 was Quinyon Mitchell. 5, Trent McDuffie. 4 was Devon Witherspoon with the Seahawks. 3 was Christian Gonzalez. 2 was Derek Stingley Jr. And number 1 was Patrick Surtain II for the second consecutive year. He was ranked number 1 on their list. Also going to say, maybe this doesn't make it a too compelling of a segment. I don't really have much of an issue with that list. I think that's it. Now, I will say this, and maybe this is where we get to the compelling part, is the perception about Trent McDuffie outside of Kansas City is radically different than the conversation people are having about him on the list. Last year, Trent McDuffie was 4 on the list. He's 5 on the list. Somebody on their ballot ranked him as number 3 on the list. There is a perception in McDuffie that he is one of the 5 best corners in the National Football League. I don't really know if in Kansas City a lot of people feel like Trent McDuffie is one of the 5 best corners in the league. Somebody is right, somebody is wrong on this thing. I'm just here, I'm the messenger here. And I'm telling you that the football people love him. One of the quotes, he is one of the top coverage corners in the league. He can cover on the perimeter or in the slot, can play man or zone, pressure the quarterback, play cover 2, jam and reroute. He has plus zone vision. We also saw what he went for. He also went for a pretty decent package. Another player described him as an outstanding open field tackler who is always in position to make the play. You are not going, or you're going to have to beat him because he won't beat himself. I do feel like Trent McDuffie is a very, very solid corner that doesn't have a lot of holes in his game. And when you look at a lot of these corners at that level, there's a lot that you can kind of pick holes in. I feel like he has fewer weaknesses than most.
I understand maybe a little bit why Chiefs fans were so fine getting rid of him. And so, hey, it's time to move on and all the things. I understand it. I think it's born out of the fact that Brett Veach just keeps finding them. He keeps finding elite corners. They play elite here. They move on. That has been the system. So I understand why Chiefs fans were cool with moving on. But the amount of arguments we had with the text line last December, January, February, ahead of his trade, that was like, he's probably a top 5, top 6 corner in the league, and everyone went out of their way, fell over themselves to point out his flaws, will always puzzle me. He is an elite corner. Is he Surtain? No. But he is definitely one of the better tier 2 corners in the NFL, and I'm happy he's getting his kudos. 4 or 5 is about right in the NFL for Trent McDuffie.
Let me ask you these 2 questions related to this conversation. You remember that line on Coming to America where Eddie Murphy is just like, I want to find out what you like. And the woman's like, whatever it is you like. I feel like there was a time there, that's kind of how Chiefs fans were acting with Brett Veach. That whatever Brett Veach valued, you valued. You remember there was a time where it was our number 1 priority is to protect Patrick Mahomes. All of our resources need to be into protecting Patrick Mahomes. So we were throwing a bunch of money at left tackle, a bunch of money at center, a bunch of money at right guard. And even though, Rob, you and I were arguing that we didn't like the position value, the sentiment was we got to protect Patrick Mahomes. I feel like if Brett Veach's mantra was we pay corners, I feel like the Chiefs kingdom would have been on the side of paying corners. But we know what their model is. That's not what they spend their money on. The Chiefs spend their money on certain things. You can't argue that they don't. They spend their money on the offensive line. They spend money on the defensive line. They spend money at quarterback. They're very aggressive in certain situations. At corner, they've told you repeatedly that's not something that we think is worth paying for, which leads us back to the Delane conversation. I've got a question related to that, but I do wonder how much of the Trent McDuffie conversation just stemmed from Chiefs fans knowing that this was never going to be a long-term arrangement. This was never going to be a long-term situation because Brett Veach has never shown you that is a position that he's willing to pay. Where if Trent McDuffie played right guard, they would have made him one of the 10 highest paid offensive linemen in the league.
Do you think I agree with your point. Do you think some of that shine's starting to fade off? Because there was a time last offseason where me and you on the text line, to your point, said, paying a right guard's dumb. And we were absolutely crushed. This offseason, you talk about Brett Veach on the text line, it's a little more mixed. Not everyone's just falling in line the same way they used to.
Also coming off 6-11.
That's fair.
Let them start winning again and let them start off 7-2. Oh, you won't be able to argue anything about Brett Veach. You know how it goes. It's the motion. It's the up and down.
To be fair, though, they're 3-4, and
oh, yeah. I mean, he's getting fired. He's getting fired on the text line, man. Yeah, he's getting fired. He's getting fired, and the scheme also doesn't work. We know that. We know that much. Those two things are going to happen. This is my Mansour Delane question. Where does he have to be on this list by the end of year 2? I asked that question because if you spend the 6th overall pick on a cornerback, he needs to be considered to be one of the best. If you were telling me that you spent the 6th overall pick on a corner, the league needs to see him the way they see Cooper DeJean. The league thinks Cooper DeJean is very good. 23 years old, he's on this top 10 list. The league needs to see him the way they see Sauce Gardner or J.C. Horn or Denzel Ward or Quinyon Mitchell. I'm not saying he needs to be Patrick Surtain. I think Patrick Surtain one day is going to go into the Hall of Fame. I think he is the best cornerback of his era. I think he's that good. But they need to look at him the way they look at Quinyon Mitchell. They need to look at him as being one of those kind of guys. He needs to be on this list by the end of year 2. Not by the end of year 1, but halfway through that rookie deal and a year before we start having the conversation about the option, he needs to be widely considered by his peers as one of the 10 best corners in the National Football League.
Let me ask you this. Does he need to pass McDuffie at some point? Because I know that it wasn't a 1-for-1. I'm aware that wasn't a 1-for-1 trade.
I get the question that you're asking.
Because, if it's a top 10 list in 2028, and he's at that point where you said, and he's 6, and he checks that box.
I don't think people are going to be mad if he's Quinyon Mitchell.
Okay. Even if McDuffie turns into number 3 on the list.
Yeah, I don't think people are rating it in that way. I think people see Quinyon Mitchell as a dog and think that he can be a true number 1 that can match up with just about anybody. Quinyon Mitchell is somebody you would want to pay. Even if the perception is that Quinyon Mitchell isn't the player that Trent McDuffie is, if you're telling me that's who he turns into, if you're telling me Mansour Delane is the exact same player that Quinyon Mitchell is, I will be advocating for the Chiefs to pay him. I will be advocating that it's time to open up the piggy bank, and you spent all of this draft pick compensation on this guy. You got a 24-year-old corner who's one of the best young corners in the league. You need to pay him. That is the side that I will be on. Now, there is one more of these top 10 lists. They concluded this with pass rush. Now, let me tell you, there ain't no Chiefs names on here. Shouldn't come as a shock to any of you.
No way.
Rob, they're not even an honorable mention. They're not even an honorable mention or others receiving votes. Now, I think that Chris Jones is going to be in a different conversation. They're going to have one specifically for D tackles. I do think Chris Jones will obviously be on that list. He's one of the top 10 defensive tackles in the NFL. Pass rush is a different beast. They gave a lot of money to a dude that the NFL is somewhat lukewarm on. I mean, I'm looking at the guys they gave others receiving votes to. I mean, Trayvon Walker is in the others receiving votes. Your guy, Jalen Phillips, is in the others receiving votes. Montez Sweat, we wouldn't even got to get to these top dudes. Y'all already know that's not what George Karlaftis is. Here's the top 10 list. Nick Bonito, Brian Burns, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, Daniil Hunter, Aiden Hutchinson, Max Crosby, Will Anderson, Micah Parsons, and number 1 on this list, you guys can all imagine, Myles Garrett. Every single person who filled out this survey had Myles Garrett as the best pass rusher in the National Football League. There's no shock. I actually think that Myles Garrett is the best player in the league, regardless of position. But that's a different conversation we don't have to dive into. It would be nice. It'd be nice if at the end of this season, George Karlaftis is at least in the honorable mention. Nobody even thought about George Karlaftis when filling this out. They need that to be the case. They really do.
Or R. Mason Thomas becomes a Nick Bonito type. Because Nick Bonito's not some 10-year pro. That's the other option on the Chiefs pass rush.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'd be a little bit surprised if that happened after year 1. Maybe year 2, year 3 for sure. But it took Bonito a little bit. Nick Bonito, his first year, got 1.5 sacks. His second year, he got 8 sacks. And then he turned into a beast In 2024, he had 13 and a half, and in 2025, he had 14 sacks. And I think he had an argument for Defensive Player of the Year. He certainly was one of those guys that early on you thought had a chance to potentially win the award, and Myles Garrett ended up breaking the sack record. But yeah, I don't think our Mason Thomas needs to be on this list next year. I mean, it'd be great. I mean, obviously, it'd be great. But yeah, I mean, George Karlaftis needs to at least be in the honorable mention conversation. There's no reason not to be in the honorable mention conversation, given the amount of money and resources that they've paid him.
I'm higher on him than you are, but there is no doubt he regressed last year. I think there's a chance, and they're betting on him being more like he was in 2024, but based on 2025, he has absolutely no business in that group. I think he can get to Trayvon Walker. I think he can be that guy. Trayvon Walker, I know, was the number 1 overall pick. I get that there's some cachet to that, but Trayvon Walker in Jacksonville has not been Aiden Hutchinson. You can easily have him be that kind of guy.
He's got 2 seasons of double-digit sacks.
George has
never done that once.
Karlaftis has a double-digit season.
He does? Okay,
I thought he had 110. Maybe it's 9.5, but I think he has a 10.
Hold on, let me look it up here.
I thought it was 8.
Yeah, his second year, he had 10.5. Then he had 8 and then 6.
Yeah, so he's been hovering around 8, 9, 10. He can have another double-digit sack season.
Yeah, you go put that number up this next season. You go put up 10.5, 11 sacks, and you take over as being the pass rusher for the Chiefs. You'll start to get that national love. You'll start to get that national praise. So I want to share that with you. We'll be kind of doing this periodically over the course of the next couple of weeks. ESPN, they have a top 10 list going for every position in the NFL. They've already done running back, corner. Today was edge rusher, and the list will continue on. All right, coming up on the other side, let's get back to talking about the Kansas City Royals and Jack Caglione. He's going to participate in the home run derby. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive, and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm worried. Since your accident, we've got medical bills and you're missing work.
I know. I just don't know where to start.
We call SWL Injury Law the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do.
If they can help us get through this,
we've helped people just like you recover what they deserve. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD Plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I'm focused on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD Plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD Plan to Decrease Property Taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
Kansas City, July is a time to think about freedom, not just as a celebration, but as a choice. Freedom from feeling stuck.
Centric gives people the freedom to pursue a meaningful and fulfilling career path forward without putting your life on hold, because you can build practical IT skills through hands-on, instructor-led training with strong employer connections right here in the Kansas City region.
So this summer, choose Forward Motion. Centric, practical IT training. Real opportunity. Visit Centric.com to get started today. CENTRIQ.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This report is brought to you by Bet365. Winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Crash with cleanup underway 70 eastbound as you approach 40 highway. Right lane is blocked. Okay, let's check Shawnee. Yep, still there. 35 northbound at 635. That's a stall block in the right lane. Olathe, 35 southbound just before Old 56 highway. A right lane blocked there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here with you. I would like to play a little audio for you guys. Congratulations to Jack Caglione. He is going to be participating in this year's Home Run Derby.
All right, Jack, you got an announcement to make?
Yeah. I was approached, a couple days ago and got asked to do the Home Run Derby, and I think I'm going to do it this year.
Go. Hey,
my dad throw to me.
Who's going to throw to you?
My pops.
Yes, baby. Let's go. He's going to be more nervous than you.
No, he's got ice in his veins.
Does he really?
Yeah. He threw in the Fall League Home Run Derby to me. Yeah. Now we're doing this one. It's going to be great.
Man, I love that baseball players take participating in the Home Run Derby as a point of pride and want to do it. We can never get the Jack Caglione equivalent to do the NBA slam dunk contest. Never. We never get that person to do it. You get 4 random people that you never heard of before. It's so bad. They got to start going to the G League to find their participants for the dunk contest. It's that nasty out here when it comes to it. I'm happy that Jack Caglione is doing this. It's a young player that you want to see hit home runs. Good. JJ Piccolo, he was on the midday show earlier today, and he was asked about this, and here's what he had to say about Cags.
If he gets asked, he's got a chance to win it. I don't doubt that. We've watched him put on shows in BP, and the thing that's unique to him, we're seeing it in the regular in game at bats too. He's got power the other way that's really incredible. I mean, it's you don't see left-handed hitters hit balls to left field the way he does, and there are no doubters off his bat. So that's special as well.
That was JJ Piccolo talking about Jack Caglione and him having a chance to potentially win the Home Run Derby. Last piece of audio I want to play for you guys. This is our guy Josh Vernier, our Royals insider. Here was his reaction to Cags making the Home Run Derby.
Yeah,
Yeah, certainly anyone that's watched Cags understands the power that the 23-year-old possesses. To me, the takeaway is this is clearly Major League Baseball, understandably so, as we've talked about, and you guys talked about as you made the trip down to watch him a few years ago, or last year, I guess, at the AA ranks. When you're that big, you're that strong, and that beautiful, man, this is the type of guy that Major League Baseball wants to promote, that they want to be one of the faces of the game because, I mean, look at the – yeah, listen, again, very talented, a top 6 pick, pitch and hit at Florida. So the name was known in certain baseball circles when he came out, but – man, you look at the numbers this season, there are 49 guys that have more home runs than Jack Caglione, and yet, even though he might not be an all-star when it's all said and done, they want him to be a part of the festivities. That shows you that, like Bobby Witt Jr., this is a guy that Major League Baseball is going to put their full force behind.
Rob, isn't this exactly what we've been asking baseball to do? Like the concept of this. Is this not what we've been asking baseball to do? Highlight and promote young players and give them this kind of platform. Put them in these kind of events. Showcase them. I think baseball deserves a lot of credit for the changes that we've seen baseball go through over the last couple of years. They are certainly trying to get their television deal in order. I think that's going to be a major point once they get the CBA figured out. But there is certainly more of a baseball presence on network television on the day after Independence Day. On July 5th, they called it was Star Spangled Sunday. Every team in Major League Baseball either played on Peacock or played on NBC. So they are trying to have more of a network television feel. They brought back the Field of Dreams game this year. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. The Home Run Derby is now moved to a streamer. I feel like baseball's trying to do a lot of the modern things that people ask them to do. But from a player marketing standpoint, this is what you want. You got a young 23-year-old up-and-coming player. You want his involvement in this. You obviously need some of the stars to do it, and we'll see who else signs up for the Home Run Derby. But you need guys like Jack Caglione to keep the legacy alive and want to do it. So I think this is a really good move for baseball.
I think Rob Manfred's been on a heater. Like, basically ever since he said that thing about the World Series trophy just being a hunk of metal, whatever he said after
about the Astros.
And I think he handled the Astros thing bad. Basically, ever since then, the changes we've seen instituted in baseball have been a positive. You've seen they are slowly but surely moving away from the RSN model, and MLB is starting to handle in-house TV rights.
I think that's going to be the standard here in about 3-4 years.
I agree. That's a huge step, though. You mentioned they are moving now to network television. They had the snafu with ESPN, but they quickly ran over to NBC, which I think might be better for them long-term than Sunday Night Baseball and ESPN. They get their biggest stars to play in the Home Run Derby. The NBA can't get people you've ever heard of to be in the dunk contest. That's a win. Rob Manfred's heater will be on the test this offseason because this CBA is going to be an enormous undertaking. But ever since the hunk of metal to now, Rob Manfred's changes, including the pitch clock, which I forgot to mention, have all been great for the game.
He's listening. That's what's happening. He's listening. Now, he has by far and away his biggest challenge. I would say the COVID was a big challenge for them to get over. This is their second biggest challenge. Most baseball people think they are heading towards a lockout. That's what most baseball people think. This is a really big negotiation about the state of Major League Baseball. There are a lot of economic problems that baseball needs to address and probably needed to address a long time ago. The NBA has a hard salary cap. The NFL has a hard salary cap. The feeling, I think, with the public is that baseball needs one of those caps. And the players have been fighting it for quite some time. We will see who ultimately wins that fight. History tells you the owners will probably win it. But baseball union's a little bit different than those other ones. They don't fold as easily.
I think this will be a unique case, and I know we don't need to have a whole conversation about the lockout here. I actually think the people are on the side of the owners. Like when the NFL has a labor dispute, most people are saying, like, wait, they're playing 18 games. They don't really get a break. You know, they don't get a larger roster. They got games on Tuesdays. It's goofy. The players need a break. When it comes time to have this negotiation, Rob Manfred and co. are going to be viewed as the people trying to make progress and change the game, where the players will be very much viewed as the villains who are trying to gobble every ounce of money for themselves. It'll be a very unique CBA in the fact the owners will be the protagonists and the players will be the antagonists.
Rob, did you see that Justin Bieber is going to perform at the FIFA halftime show?
With Madonna.
Yeah, you've seen Justin Bieber before. What's your favorite Justin Bieber song?
That's a great question. Mine is probably not one of like the poppy ones. I like Peaches. It's a little bit different. Now, when I went to the concert, it's with my now wife. She was just my girlfriend at the time. She likes Baby. That's her go-to.
She was going crazy when
she
that
was
was
going crazy for Baby. When he played Baby, now I thought to myself, he's aged out of being able to sing Baby, but he still did it. So yeah, I've seen Justin Bieber.
Would you go see Justin Bieber again? Like
Yes.
if he announced he was coming back on tour, would you and Caroline, would you gas up the vehicle and drive downtown to go see Justin Bieber?
Yes. Same way we drove down there to see Katy Perry, we would go see Justin Bieber again.
That Katy Perry show was a really good show. I had a great time.
We gassed up the car out to go to Morton and saw Kesha. That if you were popular in 2009, 2011, we will go see you in concert.
Are you and your wife thinking about going to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll?
The timing of that concert is going to stop us from going because we're trying to move, but there was conversation in the house about Jelly Roll and Post Malone.
I'm thinking about it.
It's definitely one that if the schedule breaks right, I would like to go.
I'm just thinking about it. I'm curious.
I'm surprised you want to go. That doesn't seem like your concert.
Which version of Post Malone do you think we're going to get?
That's a great question. Because the version that I imagine sings songs with Jelly Roll and like the Jelly Roll version of
the
Post
version
Malone,
of Post Malone that I would want to hear, you don't think that's the one that's performing at this show?
I don't know. It's White Iverson. Let's just say that.
So he's not interested in doing the hits then.
He has hits on the other side,
He's
too.
not interested in doing Congratulations. He's not interested in doing Rockstar. He's not interested in doing none of those songs. I don't know any country.
He had some
Post
help.
Malone.
What was it? I had some help. He had help. That's one of the country
Yeah,
ones.
but it's not I don't know much. I certainly don't know any Jelly Roll songs. You know some Jelly Roll?
I know one Jelly Roll song. Amen. Is that Jelly Roll? Text line's going to tell me I'm wrong. Amen, I believe, is a Jelly Roll song.
I don't know a single Jelly Roll song. I actually hate Jelly Roll for what he's done to my social media timeline. Why do I keep hearing about his ex-wife? I don't even know who that person was. Now I got to hear all these stories about her.
How does that hit your social media?
Because, I follow TMZ and Cosmo and all them. Like, I got to stay up to date. I want to know what's going on. I follow Pop Crave. And now they talking about, like, why do I need to know that she was at his bar kissing on some other country singer? Like, why do I know this information?
That's a great question why you know so much about Jelly Roll. I am also
I hate everybody involved in forcing me to do it. I also hate that I was liking a lot of the pictures of people that went to the Taylor Swift. So like now the algorithm thinks that's all I'm interested in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was interested in what people wore. I was interested in who was at the actual wedding. So I was liking the picture. Like I wanted to know. Now, I just get the pictures and I get the videos and I get the good and the bad. Like now they think that's all I want when I hop on there. That's not really the case. I have noticed, and you probably have seen this too, Rob, it's a lot of people who have opinions and thoughts on the Taylor Swift wedding that were not invited to the wedding. I don't know. I mean, I don't really care that much. I'm happy for them. If they're happy with their wedding, why would I be unhappy about their wedding? I wasn't getting married to the young lady.
I think it's because, I don't want to find a way to phrase this correctly, it crossed over from wedding to major social event, and people covered it the way they cover like the Emmys or the Oscars. Who got invited? What were they wearing? When did they arrive? When did they leave? Because my algorithm's similar to yours. I don't know if this popped up on yours. I got a bunch of videos of person X left at this time. They didn't stay through the entire thing. They got in the car and left. Like Andy Reid didn't make it throughout their whole reception. Which
you thought Andy Reid was staying for the whole thing?
I'm like stunner, but then the news was like head coach didn't make it through his play. I'm like, of course not. He's like 70.
I mean, Andy Reid was in bed by 11 o'clock. He saw the things. He shook hands with who he needed to shake hands with. I'm sure he met somebody he had never spoke to before, and he was out of there. I thought that Andy Reid was going to be dancing the night away. Come on now. I'm not surprised. I saw some story they ordered like 100 pizzas because it went a little later than they thought it was going to.
Apparently there's a lot of stories out there about things that are not true at the wedding. Like I saw
I don't know.
I think it's Tavia Hunt, maybe it's Gracie Hunt.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I was saying. A lot of people just have comments on their wedding that weren't there. I don't know. I wasn't there.
It's like people are cheering for it to fail, but all the people who were there were like, yeah, it didn't fail. It was a great time. I'm
all
sorry
the people
it was fun.
that went to the wedding make it sound like it was a really good time. Like, I don't know. All the people that were actually in attendance are like, hey, I don't know. You probably should have been here. That's why folks is mad about it. Do you have the same opinion as me? We haven't even talked about this. I think that around Thanksgiving time, they're going to turn it into a movie.
The AMC people were there. That's a really good guess.
I think close to Thanksgiving, Christmas time, I think we will get an announcement that you will be able to go to AMC for one weekend only, and you will be able to watch the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding, and it will make an exorbitant amount of money. That's what I think. I think ultimately it will be content.
Similar to when she did the Eras tour and she put the concert. That's a really...
Again, I could be wrong. I have absolutely no clue. This is just my hunch. But you do it in Madison Square Garden. There's all these celebrities. It's super private. I mean, the video of it and you showing it's probably worth between $50 and $100 million and you control it. You edit it how you want it to be edited. I think ultimately you will see professional video of this. Not just people's cell phone, not just people pictures. You will see Disney, Hulu, AMC. You will get the full video where you will be able to see their wedding. I absolutely believe that.
And for better or worse, Taylor Swift fans have shown us they will go watch her do something they've already watched her. Like, I know people who were at her concert at Arrowhead who went to go watch the Eras Tour movie. Sure. It's like you saw the concert. Why are you going to the movie? There are people who will go watch their wedding video if you're right. She's so private, though. Like, she's not I know she's in the public eye, but she kind of does a good job of hiding from the public eye. I don't know it will be content, but I do know that if they go that route, they will make an inordinate amount of money in theaters.
Someone on the text line says, are you going to see Akon and Neo?
I think the boss gobbled up all the tickets we have for that. He loves Akon and Neo.
I know they're coming here. When are they coming here?
They're going to Morton. I think it's end of July?
August 7th.
Okay, so yeah,
I might be at that show. That sounds like a kind of show I need to be at.
It's a Thursday?
Yeah, I might need to be at that. Can I tell you a story? Have I told you? I don't even know if I've told you this story or not. This is from the 4th of July. So it was me, my mom, my sister, and 2 of her friends. And we were riding to our 4th of July festivities, and we were all in the car. Well, I was driving, so I was playing some music. You know, my mom's in the car, so we're not playing nothing, inappropriate, but we're playing like 2000s rap, 2000s pop,
No Jelly Roll in this playlist?
No Jelly Roll. Not a single Jelly Roll. Like T-Pain, Usher, that kind of stuff. 2000s rap and pop music. And my sister's friend, while we're playing this, she says, I really love this kind of music. I really love the music that you guys listened to during the recession. I love recession rap is what she called it. I turned the radio off. What'd you say? She was like, you know what I mean? I mean, music you guys listened to when you were alive during the recession. It's like, no, I heard you. I'm just trying to understand what that means. Everybody started laughing in the car. Rob, that's what we call that kind of music now? That's how the young people see that kind of music? They see it as they see it as housing bubble music. They see it as recession music. That's how the kids hear Bartender by T-Pain. That's how they hear it.
I'm still hung up on the idea that when you guys were around for the recession.
That's what she said. I'm serious.
She's making it sound like it was the Dust Bowl. It was like 15 years ago. That ain't that long ago.
I'm just telling you what the kid said. I mean, I assume she's around my sister's age, 22, 23 years old. Yes, she said that's what she said. She said T-Pain was recession music. And I really started to feel some kind of way. Obviously, she's right. Like, I can't deny. I mean, the time period, it does line up with what she's saying, but I've just never heard it described as that way. And it made it sound like it was a really long time ago, because it probably is a long time ago. It certainly is to them, but that's just a wild way of describing it.
I'm now curious, do people who were big then and big now still count as recession rap? Like Usher. Usher was hot during the recession. Is he recession rap, or is he bigger because he had the residency?
Yeah,
I have so many questions.
I don't know. I told you the story the one time. Me and my mom and my sister were in the car. I started playing You Remind Me by Usher. And then, I was like, Danielle, you never even heard this song before. And she looked at me and said, I wasn't even alive when this song came out. It's like, what? Hold on. Like, I mean, I know when that album came out and I know when her birthday is, but it just didn't compute. You weren't even alive when Usher was Usher. You don't even know. You have no clue. Somebody said, C-Dot, she was talking about the recession like it was the Great Depression. If you're 22 years old, I would understand why you look at the recession like the Great Depression. That would make sense to me. I would understand it. I couldn't believe that she said that. I was really taken aback by that. I really was.
Did you start playing even older stuff just to spite her?
No, I wasn't gonna do that. I'm not. Now that's hurting me. Now at that point, I'm not gonna hurt myself.
Here's Man in the Mirror from.
Oh, we love a little Michael Jackson in the car, you know? I love a little PYT in the car. You know, brings the family together, a little Thriller album. All right, coming up on the other side, we're going to talk a little bit of NBA and where LeBron can potentially go. Today is the 16-year anniversary of the decision. We'll get to it. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is out here changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore with FanDuel's Super Sub. If your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. Your bet stays alive, keeping you in the action longer. So if you're still in it until the final whistle, Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the game page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or an injury, your bet will automatically transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. So go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Over the summer, trees get hungry and the roots look for water and they break clay sewers. So this month, we are offering a camera inspection and diagnosis for only $129. Catch an issue before you get surprised. If it's bad, we can help. If it's good, we will help you have peace of mind. If you haven't used us yet, we would love to win you over. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Tonight, partly cloudy, a chance of showers, thunderstorms, low 75.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
The world is coming to Kansas City. Is your parking lot ready? Over at Gann Asphalt and Concrete, they'll make sure that your parking lot is inviting, safe, and of course, your project being cost-effective. Find them at GannAsphalt.com. One contractor, all things parking lot.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Look, let's be real for a second. When it comes to performance, good just isn't good enough, just like the teams that we cheer for, and that's exactly why Blue Chew raised the bar for you. Introducing Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves right under your tongue and starts working in as little as 15 minutes, so there's less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. And I've told you before, confidence is key. You know it the same as I do. Get started today at BlueChew.com and see why millions of men trust Blue Chew. Now, with a gold standard upgrade that's changing the game for good. It's not just about function anymore. It's about total performance, both physical and mental. They're turning bedroom performance into an Olympic sport, so go for gold. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. There's a special deal for you there. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code KFNZ. That's promo code KFNZ. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety info.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. Forward and back, RENNER.
Almost Andy Reid here. Summer heat can put your garage door to the test. Stay ahead of the game with a Renner Garage Door summer tune-up. Plus, get free repair or replacement quotes and $100 off a new garage door. Forward and back.
RENNER.
Bet365 presents Odyssey Sports Midsummer Baseball Showcase Special from Philadelphia, Monday, July 13th, starting at 9 o'clock. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Crash in Gardner still working 35 southbound just before 56 highway. 2 right lanes are blocked. Olathe 35 southbound before Old 56 highway. Now everything off to the right shoulder. That is a lot of onlooker delay downtown. We've got a crash with a car fire 70 eastbound at 18th. 2 right lanes are blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
All right, welcome back into the show. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk about the World Cup, but just from a little bit of a different perspective. There's 2 things that I want to do in this segment. We will do thing 1 right now. This is what I would like to do. I think everybody has been in this situation before. Have you ever been out with your friends and you were having a really, really good time? The drinks were flowing, good conversation. Everybody was just having a lot of fun. Maybe you made the decision of, hey, we're at Harpo's. Why don't we go across the street to Gamble's? And you continued to have a really, really good, fun time. You're out, you're having a beer, you're with your friends, you're laughing, everybody's joking with each other. It's great. Have you ever then looked at what time it was? It was kind of late. And then you started thinking to yourself, I kind of want to go home. Your friends wanted you to continue to be out. Oh, hey, we're going to go down here to Kelly's. You were like, no, it's 2 o'clock. I've had my drinks. I'm about to call my Uber and I'm about to go home. That's where you need to be. You need to go home. That's how I feel about LeBron right now. LeBron, you've had your fun. You have. You've won 4 championships. You've been to 10 NBA finals. You've won 5 MVPs. You got to play with your son. You're the all-time leading scorer. You've had like 25 Nike signature shoes. LeBron, I don't really know why you're still out with the rest of us. It's time to go home. LeBron, all I want you to do is this. I want you to just go play with Cleveland. Can you do that for me? Can you go play for Cleveland? I don't want to hear about the Warriors. I mean, I'd even live, if you went to the Heat, I'd be fine with that. But I just want you to go to one of those 2 places. I want you to go home, and I want you to finish out your career. Can you do that for me? But I'm afraid LeBron is going to go to Philadelphia. I really am. I want to play this piece of audio for you. This is Shams on the possible landing spots for where LeBron could play next.
When I talk to teams around the league, when I do my research, the teams that continue to come up are Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia after they got the Jaylen Brown. Like, Philadelphia was not in the picture. And I think that's why this is somewhat a true free agency for LeBron James, because he didn't go into it with a calculation in mind, a plan in place, because, you know, you leave the Lakers, you don't necessarily know what your value is. There's not like a guaranteed max that he's walking into. There's not a guaranteed $20, $30 million salary slot that you're walking into. So you have to be open-minded. So when the Sixers got Jaylen Brown, I did some research and I found out within 24 hours, like, he's taking their pitch really seriously. And so I look at it when I talk to teams now as kind of a hierarchy of Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia, and then I think there's some teams on the periphery.
I probably have told you guys this story. I'll tell you again because it's certainly been a while. When I was in high school, I had 3 posters on my wall. I had the Muhammad Ali poster standing over Sonny Liston. I mean, you know that picture. You've seen that picture a million times. I had a Britney Spears picture. I used to love Britney Spears. I really did. I loved her so much, I saw Crossroads in theaters. That's how much I loved Britney Spears at the time of my life.
You tried to get me to watch Crossroads like 10 times.
Fantastic movie. I would watch Crossroads today, actually. And I had a LeBron James poster. I love LeBron. I really do. He's my favorite athlete. Like, if you were saying rank all of your athletes all time, LeBron would be number 1 on the list. I love LeBron. LeBron, if you go to Philadelphia, everything that people have said about you in relation to this will 100% be true. You're a bandwagon fan. You're a team hopper. You had no interest in Philadelphia, and now they got Jaylen Brown, and now you want to go play with them? Come on, LeBron. Don't do that. Come on now. Please don't do that. That's still trying to be outside. You're now trying to go to another bar. Now you're trying to go down to Power and Light. Bro, just go home. No. You were just at Shark Bar. You were just at PBR. Now you want to go to Mosaic? Go home. Just go play with Cleveland, please. Go play with Cleveland. Finish out this last year. They'll build a statue of you, whether it's the block on Iguodala or you doing the chalk, and it'll be great. It'll be amazing. Your kids will be there. Your wife will be there. Your mom will be there. It'll be the perfect close to your story. You started in Cleveland. You left. You came back. You had the defining basketball play of the 21st century, and you come home to do your farewell tour. Please, LeBron, don't go to Philadelphia, dog. I can't. LeBron, I will love you less if that's what you do. I will. I will love you less. Because everything that people have said about you, I got to start looking at them like, man, maybe you were right. It's just bandwagon, team-hopping behavior. I can't support that. Go play for San Antonio. Go play for Denver. Go play for the Spurs if you're going to do that. Please don't go play for Philadelphia. Please don't go do that. All right, Rob, you know what? Did you know that today is National Video Game Day? Maybe you didn't know that. But today
I had no idea.
Today is, I made a list. I made a list of my 5 favorite sports video games, and I want to share it with you. Rob, hit some music. All right, Rob, this is my personal top 5. This is not what I think the top 5 is. These are the 5 sports video games that I had the closest relationship with.
Are we doing years, or like if Madden's on there, is it just Madden?
I'm giving you the years.
And all
of this. I'm giving you the years.
Got it.
This is no order, because I don't want to argue about the order. MVP Baseball 2005. I loved that game. You guys might remember Zach Greinke on there. That curveball was next level. I would play MVP Baseball right now if they updated the rosters. I'm sure somebody has done this, but if you put the current rosters on that version of the game, I will play it right now. I love MVP Baseball. You got to remember where we were at in the early mid-2000s. The idea of using the analog stick to swing the baseball bat or swing a golf club or throw a punch in fight night was revolutionary ideas. MVP Baseball 2005. I can still hear that Dropkick Murphy song on the title screen. Tessie! Love that game. MVP Baseball 2005 on my list. Rob, Madden 2004. Some might argue 05's a little bit better, But 04 with Michael Vick on the cover was just, that's when Madden was at its absolute peak. Madden was at its peak from 03, 04, and 05. 05 is really just 04, but they added the hit stick where you could just really just lay a guy out. Oh, Madden 2004 was phenomenal. We got to the point where you couldn't even play with the Falcons anymore. You had to pick a different team. I used to run with the Minnesota Vikings on that team. You had Dante Culpepper, Moss was on there. They had this formation shotgun tight. They had Michael Bennett I would sub in because he was like a 98 speed at running back. I played a lot of Madden 2004.
That's also the one where you had to you can click the button and it
Playmaker.
Yeah,
Playmaker was, I'm telling you, revolutionary ideas. The greatest 2 basketball games of all time. NBA Street Volume 2. NBA Street Volume 2 is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. From the graphics, to the gameplay, to the soundtrack, to the love of basketball culture, to the parks, to the legends, to the jerseys, NBA Street Volume 2 is a perfect video game. NBA Jam. I have an NBA Jam machine in my apartment. I love NBA Jam. Now on there, I play with the Golden State Warriors. I run a little Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin can do everything on that game. He can shoot threes. He can block shots. He can steal. I will beat any of you in NBA Jam if you give me the Golden State Warriors. And Rob, I don't know if this counts as a sports video game, but I'm counting it on my list. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. That's I think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is a sports game. It took everything that was amazing about the first one and did it 5 times better in the second one. That's my top 5 list. National Video Game Day. These are my personal 5 favorite sports video games. Madden 2004, MVP Baseball 2005, NBA Street Volume 2, NBA Jam, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. That's my list.
The fact there's not a single college football game on there is a little bit of a travesty.
Yeah, Madden was better than the college football game at that time. It got better. I mean, I think the college football game got better than Madden. I don't think it was better than Madden during that era. It was fun, though. But NCAA during that time was something you only really played for 5 to 6 weeks. Then Madden would come out, and then we all would just switch over to Madden and then play Madden for the rest of the NFL season. I liked college football during then. I loved Madden during this period. That's my list. I'd be curious to see you guys' list. 913-586-7965. Today is National Video Game Day. I want to give you guys my top 5 sports video games. Coming up at the top of the hour, we talk about the World Cup, but not like that. I'll explain. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station. 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Crash and Gardner still working 35 southbound just before 56 highway. 2 right lanes are blocked. Olathe 35 southbound before Old 56 highway. Now everything off to the right shoulder. That is a lot of onlooker delay downtown. We've got a crash with a car fire 70 eastbound at 18th. 2 right lanes are blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
This report is brought to you by CM Mose & Son, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. CMMoseandSon.com.
Dispatch.
Dispatch. This is Mindy at CM Mo's & Sons.
Well, boy, it's getting hot out there. Now, if your AC is making funny noises, just needs a once-over, or your home isn't as cool as it used to be, visit cmmosandsons.com. CM Mo's & Sons. License 202919.
Post Malone presents the Big Ass Stadium Tour. Returns for Part 2 with special guests Jelly Roll and Carter Faith. Nine-time Diamond Certified Phenomenon, Post Malone. Live at Kauffman Stadium, July 15th. Get tickets now at postmalone.com. The Big Ass Stadium Tour Part 2. This time, it's even bigger.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples. That was easy. Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
I know everyone is feeling the pinch of high gas prices right now, and that's why I love Hy-Vee. They have fuel saver discounts scattered throughout the store. I love going up and down the aisles trying to find those fuel saver discounts. And if you shop Hy-Vee this Saturday and Sunday, you're going to get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount when you spend $60 on groceries. So you can stack up the savings with Hy-Vee fuel savers, and your next fill-up could be free. There's nothing better than saving money on gas and doing it only at Hy-Vee.
It's Thirsty Thursday at Hy-Vee. Time to stock up the bar and fill up your tank. Earn 50 cents per gallon fuel savings on every $50 purchase of wine, beer, hard seltzer, and spirits. Mix and match all your favorite libations and get a 50-cent fuel saver with every $50 purchase. Stack up the savings and your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss Thirsty Thursday at your Kansas City, Missouri Hy-Vee. Product or promotion differs by location. Offers valid where legal, available while supplies last.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
All right. We're going to talk about the World Cup, but not in a soccer sense. I know sometimes you guys get a little mad. Now, eventually we will. We'll talk about the soccer part. We're actually pretty close to the end of talking about the soccer. I mean, if the U.S. is going to be into it, I mean, I'm into this World Cup, but I don't know how much we're going to be breaking down France and Morocco on the show, you know? Like, I think that part of the World Cup might be over for us. Fan Fest ends on Friday. Next week is the All-Star break in baseball. You know, we're about in at the soccer. So if you're tired of the soccer talk, you know what? We only got a couple more days of it, I promise you. All right, this is what I like to talk about. Did you guys see this story in the Kansas City Star? Rob, people been up to some late night shenanigans at the World Cup. The headline in the Star says that Kansas City leads U.S. World Cup host cities in hookups with visitors, survey says. Now, I don't know who conducted this survey, but it said that nearly 6 in 10 Kansas City singles have said that they have already dated or hooked up with a World Cup visitor.
60%?
That's what it says. According to datingadvice.com, it also said that 86% of Kansas City singles say that their dating or hookup activity has increased since the tournament began. This is higher than any other rate with any other city. Now, I will say, from somebody who has been down to Power and Light a couple of times to watch these games, I will say, Rob, they out there. So if you're willing to go up and strike up a conversation, there's a lot of options out there, and a lot of women are out there if you want to go up and say something. There's a game coming up on Saturday. It's in Kansas City. It's here in Kansas City. I would suggest going out there just to see for yourself. Support soccer. Put on a Messi jersey, a little Argentina. Maybe you just wear some red, wear a Chiefs jersey. You'll fit in with the Switzerland fans and go down there because I'm telling you, it's going to be buzzing. But that's what they said, Rob. They said 6 out of 10, which I'm with you. Sounds crazy to me. That's a high percentage. It's a really high percentage. But that's what it says. It says 86% of people say that they love life's doing good. Now, let me give you some more percentages here because you know we love the numbers. 74% of singles say that the World Cup has made Kansas City a more fun place to be while single, which makes a lot of sense to me. More people are out and about. So at the bar, at Power and Light, people want to be outside doing outdoor activities.
Also, the bar's open until 5 a.m. now.
For sure.
More time to finish the deal.
That is a stat I believe. It is more fun. It's more fun to be married in Kansas City. It's just a good time to be here. It's a lot to do. It's a lot going on right now. 78% of people said that they have matched with somebody on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, all of those things. Now, listen to this. I don't believe this. 38% of people say that the number one reason they've been matching with people is because they want to learn about another culture. 24% of people say it's a love of soccer. 19% of people say it's their accent, and 11% of people say it's physical attraction. Now, I don't want to sound rude, or I don't want to speak out of turn or say anything inappropriate. I think one of the largest motivating factors in this is you don't think you'll have to see that person again or have to deal with that person again. It's a one-time, hey, this was fun. They go back to where they're from. You go back to where you're from. Everybody's consenting adults. Everybody is on the same page. And it is just a cool thing that happened during the World Cup. I don't think you're matching with these young girls because you guys got a love of soccer. You guys have a joint shared love of soccer. I'm not buying that. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. Learning about their culture?
That one seemed fraudulent to me.
You're telling me that you were talking to that girl from Algeria because you wanted to learn more about her country? Now, or Austria? Stop it. I'm not buying it. No, I can't believe it.
I'm sure you might.
I don't believe it.
If you match a young lady or young man, depending on who you are listening, and you then talk to that person, I could see you saying that to the person, but that's not your intention.
Oh, you in there lying. You in there lying worse than Sincere on Love Island. I'm not supporting that. Babe, you know, I just want to learn so much about your culture and learn about where you're from.
Teach me more about Austria, please.
I'm actually from Des Moines. I just drove here for the World Cup.
Yeah, that's a question I have with the survey. When they say out people who are in town for the World Cup.
Visitors for the World Cup. People that are not from from Kansas City that come here for the World Cup, they're mingling. They're having conversations. Now, this also doesn't surprise me. According to this survey, it said that Kansas City singles showed a strong preference toward the Latina and Latino soccer fans. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to discriminate. Those would be the ones I'd be trying to talk to as well.
They're also the most present in town.
I'm just saying, those are the ones I'd be trying to talk to as well.
I mean, Ecuador,
if you went down to
Colombia,
when Mexico
Argentina.
was playing, I would have been down there I'd have been down there working too. If you was out there when Argentina was, I'd have been down there trying to talk to them too. That's where I would have been. I would have been. That makes a lot of sense to me. All of this checks out. Learning about another culture is the biggest attraction. Stop it. People got to quit lying on these apps. That's the biggest problem. People on there lying.
Well, to your point, if they're on there because of the World Cup and they're interested because of a short timeline, sometimes people say what they got to say. I'm not encouraging that behavior, but it's definitely a thing that happens.
I don't know how this works. I'm being serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't know how this works. Are you bringing the girl not from America over to your crib? That just doesn't sound very smart to me. Are you going back to the hotel with her? Like, how does that even work? Like, let's say that you're one of these people. Because I imagine somebody, I'm not saying, it's a lot of people out, right? A lot of people out.
6 out
of 10. A lot of people drinking. A lot of people having a good time. Again, you're two adults. I don't care. What you do in your free time does not bother me. As long as y'all both with it, I'm with it too. Whatever. I just want to know how this happens. This girl lives in Austria. She here with her homegirls. They just here to celebrate the World Cup. How do you even go about setting something like this up? She just coming back to your crib. You're just driving her back to Lee Summit. Now you got to drive her back to her Airbnb. You got to drive her back to her hotel. How does that even work?
Can you imagine meeting an Austrian woman, for the example, at FanFest? You're like jumping an Uber to head back to Blue Springs. That one's got to think it's the longest drive of her life.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like, I feel like inviting the girl from Colombia, inviting her to the crib. You can't be surprised if you wake up and something's not there. You don't even know this person. You don't even know how to get a hold of them.
To be fair, isn't that the same with any sort of hookup culture?
It's a little bit different when you feel like you could run into them again, right? Like, let's say you're somebody that goes out. Like, you go out to Power and Light every weekend, right? Like, or whatever. Dude, have your fun. If Shorty finesses you, you at least feel like you got a chance. You might have some mutual friends on Facebook where she can't really run off on anything. If I'm in town just for the World Cup, to me, that sounds like that sounds like the plot of a movie. That sounds like Ocean's 11. Hey, I'm about to create this account. I'm about to convince these dudes to meet up with me, and I'm about to rob them. That's basically the plot of, what's that movie with Will Smith and Margot Robbie? Focus? That's the plot of Focus. I'm just saying, watch yourself. Protect. We got one more weekend of this. And it's the Argentina girls coming back. Some of y'all are making some terrible decisions, some bad decisions. They said 6 and 10.
Culture learning, Carrington. Culture learning.
I can't get over that. That was when I read that, I almost fell out of my chair.
Also, this is
learning about another culture is the biggest attraction, bro.
Number two is a shared love of soccer. I think people think of lying.
A shared love of soccer.
Like if you match an Argentinian girl in the apps and you say, "Hey, I love Messi," does that count as a shared love of soccer? Or is that just saying an obvious thing?
What then cracks me up, physical attraction was 11%. I don't know about you guys. On those apps, physical attraction is the number one thing that I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to read the bio second. Like, all right, hey, I think you're cute. Let me read the bio and let me, see how compatible that we could be. But you're telling me you're on Tinder because you're trying to learn more about the cultures from these out-of-towners or a shared love is soccer? You're lying to yourself. You're lying to these people. We need real data and real information. That's crazy.
It would explain why the city is filled with Argentinian jerseys suddenly. What do you mean? Why are you wearing an Enzo Fernandez jersey? You live in the crossroads full time. Shared love of culture and soccer.
I don't know. I have no clue. Somebody said learning about their culture is definitely someone who is cheating would say because they're worried about their response being leaked. No, you're right. You're right. That I wanted to share that with you. Someone said, "Can you recap?" There's a story right now in the Kansas City Star, and the headline is that Kansas City is the best World Cup host city for hookup with visitors. And it says that 6 out of 10 Kansas City singles have said that they have either already dated or hooked up with a World Cup visitor. When it says dated, what do you think that means?
I think it's people trying to use coded language for hookup.
Okay, I'm just saying dated to me sounds like we met out at Power and Light. I got your contact number and information, and then tomorrow we are going to meet up to go do something. Then you went on a date. You guys meeting each other out at Shark Bar, leaving to go do some late night shenanigans. You did not go on a date with that person.
But let me ask you this. I know we're tight on time. let's say you're at Power and Light for the USA match. You meet a young lady who's in town from Colombia for the World Cup. You go hook up, whatever. The next night, you bump into her again for the Colombia watch party. Is that a date or is
No.
that okay?
No, that's not a date.
Maybe you made plans. Let's go watch Colombia now tomorrow. Is that a date? Because you're going back to the same locale.
Okay, yeah, that counts as a date. What you just described there. So you're saying is you and her leave.
Yep.
You go back to the Airbnb.
At the Airbnb,
you make plans to see each other again outside of that and do an activity. Regardless, I don't care what activity you do.
Even if it's the exact same activity, just
yes, that you went on a date. I would count that as a date. You are not dating that person, but you absolutely went on a date with that individual for sure. Sounds like a really bad date. Like, can't really hear, can't really talk to each other. I mean, she's happy though. I mean, maybe that's all that matters. But no, I just I want to share that story with you guys. You certainly can read it. Shout out to the Kansas City Star, Lisa Gutierrez. She's the one that wrote this story. So I just want to pass it to you. Kansas City, y'all out there taking full advantage of the extended bar hours we have seen for the World Cup. All right, coming up on the other side, we had the fun soccer conversation. Let's have the not fun soccer conversation. Soccer has to stop using some things as excuses for why they're not good in international competition. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
Tune in to hear the Hall of Fame voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
There's a high fly ball, deep left center. That goes Ward to the wall. Gone. Bobby Witt Jr.
Every Monday at 3, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is out here changing the game. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. Your bet stays alive, keeping you in the action longer. So if you're still in it until the final whistle, Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the game page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or an injury, your bet will automatically transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. So go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay Steak inside Harrah's Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief.
1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I focus on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD Plan to Decrease Property Taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
Lawman! Jungle Law!
It's the Lawman. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, call me ASAP, 816-816-9111. I've recovered millions for my clients. Take it away.
The Lawman gets results. Jungle Law team. Call the Lawman. Let the fight begin. The Lawman gets results. Jungle Law.
Come see me get roasted August 1st at 7 p.m. at the Uptown Theater. Go to junglelaw.com for details.
The choice of a lawyer shouldn't be based on advertisements.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Royals coverage is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City.
Brought to you by Blue KC is the Coaches with Character program. Do you know a rock star high school coach in your district? Nominate them for the Blue KC Coaches with Character program at bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character. Let's make our coaches feel special and make our community a better place to live, work, and play.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Okay, we've got the multi-car crash still working near Shawnee. 35 northbound just past Antioch. Left lane is blocked. And then working is 435 northbound just past K32 Call. This crash is in the left lane. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen from the Kansas City Royals. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on 96.5 The Fan.
All right, so there are a couple of things that I like to get into in this segment. I'm happy to take you guys' phone calls. We'll read text on this, 913-586-7965. Now, I am an outsider, and I readily admit that in a couple of days, I will move on from this conversation, you will move on from this conversation, and we will pick up another one. But there are people that really care about this topic. There are people that invest a lot of money and time and energy and effort into this topic. So I think it's very, very important. Now, I don't say this to be in a slightful way towards anybody or a disrespectful way towards anybody. I say it more so as just it seems to be a pretty astute observation. There's a lot of things that America is really, really good at. I would say that America has figured out how to develop elite level players at so many different things. Elite level basketball, we're good at it. Michael Jordan, he's from America. LeBron, he's from America. We can go up and down the line of athletes. We can develop the greatest. Michael Phelps grew up in Baltimore. Muhammad Ali grew up in Louisville. Terrence Crawford grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. I can give you countless number of examples of this. When it comes to soccer, we are not good at developing it. I'm sorry. You got to show me the evidence. You got to show me the work. We can create the greatest gymnastics that you've ever seen, some of the greatest track athletes that you've ever seen, tennis players, golfers, almost every other sport that people play. We can develop it and make you the absolute best. We cannot do it with soccer and honestly don't really seem to have a clue in how to do it. Their best player never came over here. He didn't go to an American elementary school, high school. He didn't leave here to then go over there. They taught him how to play soccer, and he just happened to be the best player on the United States team. All of this golden generation talk that they kept telling us about, their best player isn't even from here. Didn't have anything to do with their development system. If that's not an example of how they're failing, then I really don't know what is. Now, some of it is a want to. I don't think America wants to be good at soccer that badly. I think we really want to be good at football. I think it's important to our society and our culture to be really, really good at football. I think it's really important as a society to be really good at basketball, to be really good at baseball. We love the fact that we created Venus and Serena to be good at tennis or golf or all of these things. I don't think we as a collective really care to be great at soccer, where in other cultures and in other parts of the world, that's all they want their kids to be. They want their kids to be the next Ronaldinho, to be Ronaldo, to be Lionel Messi, to be all of those things. That's not the goal in America, is to be those things. So that's number one. Now, I hate this argument, but maybe there's some truth to it. Well, if we sent our best athletes, it seems to me to be a skill level issue and not an athleticism issue. Lionel Messi is 5'7" and 148 pounds. 5'7", 148. No one would say, if that person was in America, that that's one of our best athletes. They wouldn't say it. If Lionel Messi was born in Des Moines, Iowa, there's no chance he goes on to be the greatest soccer player that we've ever seen. There's a 0% chance of it. The same person, same DNA makeup, same everything. There's no way we could have done that. None. Now, if that kid wanted to play baseball, we maybe could have made you Barry Bonds. If that kid wanted to learn how to swim, maybe we could have made you Katie Ledecky. But if you wanted to play soccer, no chance we could have developed you. So I don't think it's just the athleticism issue. I think it's a training. I think it is a culture. I think it's a lot of things. Now, some of it has to be this part, and it has to be the money portion of it. There are already a lot of things fighting against soccer. It already is. Us, our culture, they're further behind in terms of American development. The NBA, been around for a long time. The NFL, been around for a long time. Hockey, MLS, relatively new. So it's already a startup, so to speak. Like, the MLS isn't really that much older than the WNBA. Like, it's still a relatively new thing that is happening. So you already have all of these negatives fighting against you, and then you make the barrier of entry so incredibly high. I just don't know how soccer plans on closing the gap on the other sports. Here's Landon Donovan.
So there was a study that, this is actually in 2016. I'm sure it's gotten worse. Like, the gap's gotten bigger.
Right.
There was a study in 2016 of all the kids playing youth soccer. They took, let's just make up a number. Let's say it was 1 million kids, right? And they broke down percentage-wise what the household income was of those kids, okay? So the majority of the kids fell in their parents' household income was like $100,000 to $150,000, okay? Only 2% of kids who were playing organized soccer in America came from households that made less than $50,000. Meaning, if you don't make $50,000, your kid cannot play organized soccer. And think about how many kids you're missing out on in this country because they can't afford to play the game. Now, this is the other thing. Somebody has to pay for it. Someone has to pay for the coaches. I get it, right? But what's happening now is clubs are just grinding every penny out of growing up, there is zero chance I could have played club soccer.
Right.
My mom made $34,000 a year, single mom, raising 3 kids. She couldn't pay $4,000 for me to play club soccer. Are you kidding? She couldn't pay $400. Right. So I would have had zero chance, but somebody let me on the team and paid for me. Otherwise, I couldn't have. That's not a good system to create good players. How do you create good players by doing that? You can't.
Text line 913-586-7965. I do want to get back to that clip, but a couple of texts. C-Dot, what you're saying is not fair. You're naming a bunch of sports that the U.S. developed. Okay, fair point. The U.S. developed baseball, right? It's America's pastime, right? Baseball was invented right here in the United States. Who's the best player in baseball? Is he from America? I see a lot of Dominican-born players that dominate baseball. The best player is from Japan. Have we ever been able to do that in soccer? Ever. You're right. A lot of these sports, football's our thing. Basketball, invented in rural Massachusetts. Developed in a lot of ways here in the Midwest. A lot of people love basketball. I look at basketball, and other countries have been able to figure out how to develop really good basketball players. Maybe they can't develop a team that could beat the U.S. team or a system that rivals our system, but you know what they can do? They can create a handful of really good players. Victor Wembanyama did not come up in the American basketball system. Seems like basketball worked out for him. Jokic, Luka, I can name countless players. You can name countless players. My point is, we've never shown an ability to be able to do that in soccer. We've never created one of those guys, ever, not once. It ain't like this is a new thing. They've been playing the World Cup now since the 30s. That was the first U.S. World Cup. They've never created one of those. So we can have all the conversations that you want about athletes. And somebody else says, I think it's because our elite athletes rather play football. We also want our elite athletes to play football. Some of you are a Chiefs fan only because your dad is a Chiefs fan. Some of you like Kansas because your family likes Kansas. Our family as a culture, we like football. So you know what we want our kids to play? Football. We want our kids to play basketball. We want our kids to play baseball. I don't know if we want as a society our elite athletes to play soccer. I don't think we care about soccer enough. I think a large reason why, and I've been making this point, is in every other sport that we watch, in order to be really good at it or prove you are the best at it, you have to come to America. I don't ever see that part changing with soccer, at least not in our lifetime. It's it actually is the exact opposite. If you get really good at soccer, and let's say that there is some 9-year-old prodigy right now that we are developing, eventually you are going to have to leave America to be really, really good at soccer, and we all know it. If you're a 9-year-old kid right now and you got a chance at being the next Kylian Mbappe, you will certainly not be it here in America. I can give you 100 years of evidence to tell you you will not reach your highest potential. You will not make as much money as you could potentially make. You will not be as famous. You will not be the best soccer player you can be. That's not the case in really anything else other than soccer. No one tells you got to leave to be the best basketball player you can be. You don't have to leave to be the best baseball player. You don't have to leave the best hockey player, whatever it is. You have to leave America in order to be the best version of your soccer self. We're not good at this. And that's okay. But I got a lot of evidence to tell you that this is not our strength.
Here's the thing, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I could do 4 hours on the United States Federation and their problems and the youth soccer infrastructure and how it's broken in America. I could talk about it forever and ever and ever. I don't think it's a problem that we have to send our best somewhere else to develop, but the problem is the youth sports part we are so bad at. For example, I'm cherry picking, but let's look at Argentina. Do you know that most of their players didn't develop in Argentina? Lionel Messi was part of FC Barcelona at like 13 years old. Enzo Fernandez went overseas. Lisandro Martinez went overseas. These guys, it wasn't like they were playing in the domestic league and then they got picked away. They were picked away pretty early. But you know what they were doing at a young age? They were playing soccer. You want to know why? It was available to them. To Landon Donovan's point, a sport that should be the absolute easiest to have kids just go play pickup with is one of the more difficult ones in America for people to go just play. Because there is both perception and reality right now, a thought that soccer is a country club sport. A thought that you have to be a member at, Blue Hills Country Club. You have to belong to the swim team, the tennis team, the golf team, and then you also get to play soccer. You're part of the travel team. You pay for the showcases. You pay to go play at Shields. You pay for the top-of-the-line equipment, and it's an expensive endeavor. And I think that perception and what Landon Donovan's saying, that reality is scaring away people who in other countries don't have to have those hurdles to play the sport. There are people in other countries, to Landon Donovan's stat, that are making under $50,000 a year that their kid goes out back and plays soccer. They don't do that in America. So and there is definitely a racial and cultural divide to it. I understand that. But until soccer makes it effective to go play soccer at a cheaper level, you are never going to convince someone in rural wherever that it is better for them to go play pickup basketball or soccer versus football because they don't make the transition. And I'm frustrated because the people in charge of U.S. soccer are the ones getting rich off the broken youth system, and they're content with the broken youth system.
But I guess this is my point. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I think that's by design.
100%.
Like, for example, there is a reason why a Rolex costs what it costs, or a Rolls Royce. They don't want some of you to have those things. It's a measure of status. It's a measure of you made it. It loses its value if everybody has a Rolex, if everybody drives a Bentley. So the price is set where it is, so only a certain caliber of people have access to that vehicle. Nobody is saying you can't drive a car, but you just got to go get a completely different kind of car. You can't have that one. I equate that to what's happening in soccer is if everybody keeps saying, hey, it costs too much, it costs too much. Hey, if we lower the price of this, we'll expand the amount of kids that we want to have. And the people that run soccer say, nah, we good. That sounds to me like it's by design. It sounds to me like it is purposeful. Like you were doing this intentionally because you don't want a certain class, a certain race, a certain kind of kid playing your sport.
I don't think it's that. I think I agree with 95% of your take there. I don't think it's that they don't want that person. It's that that person can't afford it, and they are lining their pockets with the current system. To Landon Donovan's point, the middle class, the wealthy group in this country is playing soccer. And you know what they're doing? They're paying the people in U.S. soccer to play soccer. So why would I reach out to someone who's lower income? They can't afford to pay me to teach them soccer. So why do I care? I don't think it's that they don't want that person. I just don't think they want that lack of money because it's more work. So I'll take the kid who's right now, parents are making each $100,000 a year and they're living in Hallbrook and having a great life. I want that kid. I want him at my showcases. I want him on my travel team. I want him in my camps because that's ping, 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 money in my pocket. I'm part of the U.S. Soccer Federation. We don't want that other kid because it can't ping, ping, ping to put money in the pocket. I don't know it's that they don't want the kid because they don't think the kid can play. I think it's because they don't want the kid who can't afford to play. And that's my frustration. So the text line says it perfectly. It should take a ball and people to play soccer. Why is it expensive? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but it is, and it shouldn't be.
I guess I would make this point because I see a lot of people saying this as well. Text line 913-586-7965. C-Dot, you're crazy. All club sports are expensive. Somebody else said this. I'm so confused about the money conversation with youth soccer. Every youth sport has these crazy expensive price tags. How is this any different? This is where I think it's different. If it costs a lot for you to have your kid play soccer or a lot for your kid to play basketball, America has told you which one they're going to choose. I just did a quick search. On the U.S. youth soccer page, it says between 3 to 4 million kids sign up to play youth soccer annually. It is double that amount that sign up to play baseball. So yes, if the people that are signing their kids up to play youth baseball are also paying a lot of money, they seem more willing to do that in that sport than they are in your sport. It's not like playing football is cheap. Helmets, pads, equipment, all of those things. I bet if you look up the numbers, it's a lot more than 3 million kids play youth football every single year. So this would just be my idea. I'm just guessing. I don't know. If you're trying to steal those kids away, selling your product a little bit cheaper than those would usually be how you get those people away. If you are a loyal customer of one place, what would get you to switch companies? What would get you to switch? Hey, I've been going to this place for a long time. What could you offer me that would get me to leave where I've been going to go over there? America is telling you the amount of money that you're charging for soccer is not something that we're willing to pay. The amount of money that you charge for basketball is something that people are willing to pay. So that's where the money conversation comes in. Yeah, that's where it comes in. I'm guessing that you're willing to spend some amount of money for some concerts and not the other ones. I'm guessing that you're willing to spend money to go see Taylor Swift. When another artist tried to charge that, absolutely not. Why would I do that? So yes, I don't even know if soccer is more expensive than all these other sports. I'm guessing at this point, it's all really expensive if you want to have your kid do it. 5 million families sign their kids up to play football. 5 million every year. So look at the numbers. 3 million get their kids to play soccer. We're not even counting the high school system and how many high school kids go out to play football every single year. Football doesn't really seem to have a problem getting kids signed up to want to do it. Basketball doesn't really seem to have this problem. Baseball doesn't really seem to have this problem. Soccer does. What can you do to separate yourself to be different and give yourself a chance at getting some of those kids? What if you got more of those kids from the very, very beginning? They fall in love with soccer as kids and they don't want to go out and play those other sports because they found out that they're really good at this. You're not even giving yourself a chance to get those kids. You're not giving yourself a chance. If you're telling me that it costs that much to play, I'd much rather go play basketball then. I'd much rather go play baseball then. That's the decision that we're making. So that's why I made the point earlier to start this off. We just don't want it bad enough as a society, and that's okay. We don't want it bad enough. We're fine with them being an 8-win team. Hey, just don't embarrass us. That's basically the only goal of the U.S. Don't embarrass us. Make the World Cup every year. Get out of the group stage, and whatever you get from there is gravy. The only reason they advanced further in this year's tournament was because they added more teams and expanded the field. They beat up on a lot of bad teams. I mean, they really pummeled them. They really did. They got to the round of 16, and they got pummeled for the third consecutive World Cup. I'm not trying to solve youth soccer. I don't have any interest in solving youth soccer. I'm making an observation as a sports fan. If you want more kids to play and you want to be better at this, then it has to start earlier. You're not teaching your kid to be really good at soccer at 16. You're not teaching your kid to be really good at soccer at 14. If they're just learning at that point, they're behind the rest of the world. You got to start that conversation at 5, 6, 7. And if you're not having it at that conversation, at that age, then yeah, you're going to keep getting your door smoked in the World Cup the way that you've been getting. And I'm cool with that. It don't matter to me. Hey, it was a cool, fun little month that we had, and the NFL's about to start. But for the people that really care about this and want the U.S. to be good and are invested in youth soccer, the way you are doing it is wrong. I don't know how you can feel like what you are doing is right. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive.
My man, Carrington Harrison.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, it's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have poor sleep? What about low energy? How about brain fog, a reduced sex drive, weight gain, and workouts that just don't deliver like they used to? Well, the problem could be low testosterone. And the truth is, those testosterone levels can start declining as early as your 30s, 2 or 3% every single year. And before you know it, you just don't feel like the same man you did back in the day. Well, you don't have to accept this as just aging. Heartland Men's Health specializes in customized testosterone therapy and targeted body composition plans. You might think you have low T. Well, pick up the phone and call this number, 844-447-6600, or check out the website and take this simple 10-question quiz. Visit heartlandmenshealth.com. Your initial visit is just $100, includes a medical consultation, a PSA test, and lab results in about 30 minutes, and your treatment can start that day. 3 locations, Overland Park, Independence, North Kansas City. There's no need to wait. Go stop by and see my friends over at Heartland Men's Health.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax, it only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler craftsman at Shane Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, not with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We've all been there. You pop into the shop for 5 minutes and all of a sudden you've forgotten where you parked.
Car?
Unfortunately, that lost feeling is what it's like trying to manage your policy with other insurers.
Here, car. Come out, wherever you are. Please.
With Geico, you can use the app to easily manage all your policies in one place.
Did this parking lot have a waterfall?
I think you've wandered too far, mate.
It feels good to find what you're looking for. It feels good to Geico.
The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match results bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in Ontario, Pennsylvania, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. New and existing customer offer, subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel, must be present in a state where it's legal to wager.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $49. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Bet365 presents Odyssey Sports Midsummer Baseball Showcase Special from Philadelphia, Monday, July 13th, starting at 9 o'clock. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Still working the multi-car crash near Shawnee 35 northbound. It is just past Antioch. Left lane is blocked. North. Yep, 29 southbound just past Northwest 64th. 29 southbound. It's the two left lanes that are blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
A lot of people asking a very fair question. I want to answer it here. Text line 913-586-7965. So, C-Dot, why is women's soccer so much more successful in America? Somebody else made this point. I know I'm a little bit late to the conversation. I'm listening on the app. But why is it that the women's soccer team can be so much more competitive in the exact same sport? I think the answer is actually kind of simple. I think it's this. Our structure as a country around women's sports is so much more advanced than everywhere else. Your son and your daughter, for the most part, have the exact same athletic opportunities in high school. Not really the case everywhere. I would also say the second reason is Title IX. The moment it became federal law for your university to offer the same amount of women's scholarships and men's scholarships, it radically changes the numbers. Your daughter has a chance to get a college scholarship to play soccer. Has a chance. So just by the numbers, football gives out a lot of scholarships on the men's side. You have to have the exact same amount of numbers of scholarships on the women's side. So once that became a thing, it now made playing women's college soccer pretty viable. It's not like there were women professional leagues all around the world. So if you were a really good soccer player as a young woman, you could just go to Texas and play soccer. You could just go to North Carolina and get a scholarship to do it. That's why the women's sports is so further advanced than everybody else when it comes to it. Way different than the men. Way different than the men. So, I mean, that's probably a very simplistic way of answering the question, but that's why. Our infrastructure around women's sports is radically different than the rest of the world, where it's just not when it comes to developing male athletes.
And also, listen, the United States women's national team is winning World Cups every time, but you're seeing that gap start to close as European countries are starting to take soccer more seriously over there. Like, you're seeing an investment in their infrastructure in England and Sweden and European countries that are now giving the United States problems in the Women's World Cup. It's because they are understanding that they need to view the men's game and the women's game the same over there. And you are seeing the United States gap start to close.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, they didn't win the last World Cup. But yeah, I mean, that's why there's been a significant gap between the two, in my opinion. Because staying in America is very, very viable for your daughter. It is not very viable for your son. Your son is eventually going to have to leave. You don't have to leave America if you are a female soccer player. You don't have to leave at all. You can go to a great university. You can now play in a professional women's league in America and still make the women's national team and have great success. Trinity Rodman did all of those things. Born in America, went to an American high school, went to an American college, plays in, and is one of the best women's soccer players in the world. Not really the case on the men's side.
Is there even a Trinity Rodman equivalent on the men's side? I mean, currently, like Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey were that, but those days are come and gone, long time over for the men's side.
No, that's a good point. Are you keeping up with this Royal story? So he's gotten a hit in 12 straight games.
Tyler, 12 straight at-bats.
12 straight at-bats. My apologies. That's what I meant. 12 straight at-bats. One of my really good friends, he's like a really big like daily fantasy player. And he was like, have you had Tyler Tolbert on your show? He was like, I won a lot of money off him the last couple of days. Nobody plays him. He's just on fire. I was like, bro, it's news to me. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know anything until yesterday. I've been so disconnected from the Royals and so focused on the World Cup. I was like, oh, wow, 12 straight plate appearances. I saw someone put it out there that he's had like the wildest week. He like pitched in 2 games. He's got a hit in 12 straight plate appearances. I think it was Sam McDowell. Shout out to him. He said that that's equivalent to like being struck by lightning twice. where somebody's a 200 hitter and they get it hit in 12 straight plate appearances. I don't know. It's been crazy. He probably actually now won't get a hit because we talked about him.
His average went up like 100 points this week.
If we hadn't said anything about it,
he'd be batting 400.
Yeah, 4 for 4 today. 4 for 4. But we mention it now. He's going to strike out in his first plate appearance. You guys are going to be mad at me. You're going to blame me for why that happened. So I had a lot of fun today. Tomorrow's a Royals day game, right? So we'll be on after the Royals day game. Who knows what time that could be? That could be at 3. It could be at 5:37. It could be at literally any time. But we appreciate you guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Take care of yourself. It's The Drive.